Welcome back, Romantic Home family, and welcome if y'all are new. I am Olivia, Olivia's Romantic Home, and in today's video, I am over the moon, excited to share with you guys 50 DIY Dollar Tree and budget-friendly romantic Valentine's Day decor crafts. This is the season of romance, so we are definitely going to be jazzing up some really amazing and budget-friendly ideas for this upcoming season of romance. And I'm going to share with you guys different styles, so different colors, whether it be black and white Valentine's Day, red Valentine's Day, a little bit of shabby chic girly Valentine's Day. So if you guys love to craft and decorate on a budget, consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. It's totally free. It helps me out so much. I am a full-time content creator. And pop over to my Olivia's Romantic Home DIY Facebook page and follow me over there where I share daily crafting inspiration, as well as on Instagram and TikTok. We are crafting and decorating up a storm. Okay, listen, I know you guys are here for the crafting and decorating. This is a binge-worthy compilation video, so you guys are going to get so inspired. Without further ado, let's go ahead and plug in those glue guns, get out your glitter and paint, and let's get to crafting. For the first Dollar Tree DIY, I want to create a candy bouquet. I'm going to use these 4 boxes of Dollar Tree candies, some other assorted candies, and one of those Dollar Tree Valentine's Day balloons. So you're just going to stand your candy box up, and you want to hot glue down one side of your candy box. I'm basically going to create a candy bouquet, and the base is going to be used. We're going to use the candy boxes. So the best part of this is that whoever receives this lovely candy bouquet can also eat the delicious turtles out of the candy boxes after they're done enjoying their candy bouquet. So I just glued all 4 sides together, and then I decided to go ahead and add a little bit of sparkle and shine with this heart ribbon. This is some Dollar Tree heart ribbon. I'm just gluing it to one side, and then I'm going to wrap it around. I did add another dab of hot glue about midway through, that way it didn't slip down. Now that I have my vase put together, I'm going to add some styrofoam inside of my candy bouquet vase, and I'm just going to take some styrofoam and wrap it in some tissue paper and pop it into the bottom of this. Now, it wasn't quite long enough, so I did end up having to glue another piece of styrofoam up into the base. If I wouldn't have cut my styrofoam so little, it probably would have worked just fine, but this worked as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and add my Happy Valentine's Day balloon into the center of my bouquet, and then comes the fun part. So I'm going to take these wonderful candies. Dollar Tree sells these delicious Dove peanut butter eggs, as well as some Ruffles Stover candies, and also some truffles. And I'm going to take some shish kebab sticks and just hot glue the shish kebab sticks to the base of these boxes of beautiful candies. I like these more high-end candies. I think it gives it just a little bit more of a fancy feel. I also used some mini candies, so I just hot glued them to the shish kebab sticks as well. Now I'm going to go ahead and start my candy bouquet arrangement. I'm adding my largest box to the center, and then I'm just going to begin to layer the candies in and around those center boxes. And you may have to kind of play around with your arrangement to see what works for you. And so this is going to be for Mr. Romantic. I'm so excited for this one for him because he loves different kinds of chocolates. And usually I just buy a big giant box of chocolates and let him just go for it. But this one I think is extra special because I picked out all different kinds, and then I'm making this kind of really cool arrangement so he can just kind of pick and choose all the ones that are delicious to him. He is really a chocolate and sweet lover, so I think he's really gonna absolutely love this one. The other thing I decided to pop into this candy bouquet were the little Dollar Tree styrofoam hearts. They come about 6 to 8 to a pack, and you can also add some little decor to the outside of your beautiful candy box. I decided to add this giant sparkling heart. I just hot glued it to the center, and then of course you guys know me, I have to go a little bit extra, so I decided to add some extra tissue in and around the box just to kind of fill out any sparse areas. And then I'm just going to take and I'm going to wrap this little gingham ribbon around here, and then I'm just going to add a little hot glue bow and then a heart over that, and I think it came out so beautiful and full.
And I do have a card too that I'm going to pop into the back of it, but it really actually held a lot of candy. I was super excited about this. And the best part is I'll have his gift all ready and I won't be scrambling at the last minute. Sometimes I just wait till the last minute and I don't make things as extra special as I would like for them to be. But I think this one came out really, really nice. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to use this cute little pink girly basket. I'm going to hot glue some styrofoam to the base of it. This one is going to be for my daughter, so I'm just going to add some gift tissue in and around the back part of the styrofoam, and that's going to be the base of how I'm going to kind of stack everything. I found this really cute little follow your heart cup, which I thought would be really great for her. And then I'm popping this I love you balloon into the center. I love the Dollar Tree mini balloons, and then of course some chocolate goodies. My daughter loves chocolate and sugar just like her dad. And so also check for the little pink macaroon jewelry boxes. I had to grab one of those for her. And then they have some really great little smelling candles. Oh my goodness, the candles that they just saw out are so perfect for Valentine's Day decor. So I'm just popping in some more chocolates here and then kind of arranging my basket just the way I want it, so it's all perfect. And then she is so crazy over face masks. So Dollar Tree has these really nice face masks, and then they have some really nice cocoa butter lip balm that I decided to add. And then I didn't quite have enough room for in my basket, and so I decided to use a shish kebab stick to put her lip balm in. And then of course, you guys know me, I have to add some bows and just some trims to just kind of frill it up a little bit. It has to be extra special for my daughter. Oh my goodness, I just love Valentine's Day. It's the perfect day to just be that extra special with all those little extra special fun sparkling touches. Oh my goodness, I am just loving this one. I'm so excited to have this all ready and just beautiful with all the bows and all the trims. So special for my daughter. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to do one that's kind of like a farmhouse chic. So I'm using the Dollar Tree little planter, the love sign, a Dollar Tree mirror, this follow your heart sign, and then some of those wonderful candles that absolutely smell delicious. This is just kind of more of that farmhouse chic glam a little bit, just something that has a little bit more edge to it if you're decorating more with the blacks and whites, which are super hot this time of year. Of course, I had to add in some chocolate. And then Dollar Tree has out, keep your eyes out for some new paper straws. They have them in black and turquoise, so I popped some paper straws into it just to kind of tie things in and give it that little extra special touch. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to create a really cute little Valentine's Day mailbox here. I'm taking one of these mailboxes from Christmas time that I had left over, and I'm just going to take some of those Dollar Tree glittering hearts and glue hearts in and around all over this mailbox, anywhere where there was Christmas tree decor on this mailbox. I thought about repainting it, but I just thought it was super cute, and it worked perfectly just to add the little hearts around it. My idea for this one is to create a treat mailbox. So I'm just going to pop a little pink doily inside, and I think this is the perfect place to put some homemade treats. For these homemade treats, I'm going to use my banana bread that I just baked fresh. This would be nice to give to a neighbor. You could add cookies or brownies. Of course, it can't fit a whole lot in there, so I did check the size, but I'm putting it inside this Ziploc bag, and then I'm going to pop it into my little treat mailbox. I could even leave it in the mailbox for my mailman for just a nice little special treat. Again, you could use whatever candies or delicious homemade goods. I thought this would be an inexpensive one that you could do if you didn't want to spend a lot of money, but you wanted to put your heart into something and maybe bake something nice for someone. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to create a mug of sunshine. So I am going to just hot glue some styrofoam into this white Dollar Tree mug. And then I'm just going to add 2 bundles of pink roses. I clipped them off at their stems. And then I'm just popping the roses in. And I got these roses at Dollar Tree. They have some really nice roses this year. So I'm just popping them in one by one and making them nice and full. Kind of something like you would see on Pottery Barn, which their bouquets are super expensive. Of course, the roses are probably a bit nicer, but I think these came out really beautiful. I love this just cup of sunshine. It just makes you feel so happy when you look at it next to your coffee maker or on your desk. This would be great for a teacher or a neighbor or your wife if she loves roses and might be watching this. I also decided to add in a balloon and these beautiful cream colored roses. And then of course you guys see I add a little bow to the side, but just get creative and use whatever you have and whatever colors it is you're making for your loved one, or even you could make one of these for yourself. I think Valentine's Day doesn't have to be about just a romantic love interest. Again, God loved us first, and so it's okay to decorate for it and maybe just celebrate your kiddos or your grandkids or whoever it is in your life that's special that you care for. Sometimes you just even need to make something nice for yourself. I do love making beautiful crafts for my home, so just think about that and have fun with it. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to create a candy bouquet for a boy, and this is actually specifically for my son. This is kind of corny, but I'm going to add in a couple of little goodies that have to do with the puppy dog theme. Of course, he is a teenager now, so it's a little bit silly, but I think it's fun just to bring a smile to his face. He loves puppy dogs and trucks and cars, and so I thought I would use this puppy dog chocolate and then the little Valentine's Day box with the truck with the hearts coming out of it. And then a little tip for the Dollar Tree Valentine Day balloons: add a bit of hot glue to the end, and that way your balloon doesn't constantly pop off. Now, of course, he loves candy, so I'm going to add in some of his favorite candies. And then Dollar Tree also has a little candy heart box with the truck, so I used that. And then I'm adding in some of his favorite Hershey cookies and cream. And then I did go ahead and add this stuffed puppy dog. Now, of course, it is a bit silly because he's a teenager. This is kind of more just to share with you guys if you have a little one that's a boy that you would want to pop a little stuffed animal into, or maybe you have a girl that loves puppy dogs. They have them in all different colors, whether they be red or pink or whatever color your kiddos love. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm using the other pink basket and I'm sharing with you guys how to create a little fairy garden Valentine's Day gift. Oh my goodness, the fairy garden stuff this year is so cute at Dollar Tree. So any of your grandkiddos that love to craft, I thought you could add some little fairy garden goodies. And then this pom-pom kit would be super fun to do with the little one. And then of course you could add some candy treats or some little goodies and whatnot. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you guys how to do kind of a mini candy bouquet. Maybe you have a limited budget or you need to do a lot of these. So you could actually take these Dollar Tree plastic cups, pop some tissue paper into it, and then you can just use little toothpicks, hot glue the toothpicks to your mini candies, and then you can create a mini candy bouquet. I think these are super fun. Again, these are great if you're on a budget or maybe you have to create a lot of them. And then of course, don't forget the little cute little heart to give it that Valentine's Day sparkle and shine. So fun and fabulous. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you guys how to do a little fairy garden in a jar. Dollar Tree is carrying these little jars, and so I'm just popping a moss stone into the base of this, and then I'm going to add some little fairy garden goodies, and then I added some Valentine's Day hearts on the inside actually of the little jar. Decided to glue the little jar to the top of this just to give it some extra height. Of course, this is totally optional, and I did add a little ribbon to the base of my little fairy garden jar. I thought this would be a fun alternative to candy. It would give maybe your kiddos or grandkids or just that special loved one something fun to look at. I always loved miniatures when I was a little girl, and this type of gift would be very special to me, especially they can untwist it and change it out if they want to. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I wanted to create something for the gardener in your life. So Dollar Tree has these little terracotta pots. They come two to a pack, and they have these cute little terracotta turtles, and they had ladybugs. I added a Dollar Tree fern to the back, and then of course some goodies with some candy, and then I just used a little bit of that red and white gingham ribbon to kind of doll it up just a bit. But this I felt like was a fun alternative to only candy and then adding candy, but for maybe that gardener in your life. So somebody special that loves to garden and do fun things like that. And then last but not least, for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I wanted to create a health food bouquet. So this is going to be more food that's just snack food, but that also has a healthy flair. So I use lots of nuts and then some more healthy chips and some granola bars. Anybody that maybe is just really trying to watch what they eat or maybe can't have a lot of sugar, I thought this would be a fun alternative to the candy bouquet. You could do more of a healthy bouquet. I want to share with you guys how to make a McKenzie child inspired Valentine's heart. So I'm starting out with a wooden Valentine's Day heart, or it's really just a wooden heart from Dollar Tree. And then I'm going to chalk paint it white with my Waverly white chalk paint. So really you guys could use any white paint, but it's good to go ahead and lay down a base of white paint to be doing this kind of DIY. So you're going to want to lay down your base of white paint and then let that dry. And then once that was dry, I'm just going to take this paint stick. You can use a ruler, anything that's going to draw a straight line. And I'm going to use a Sharpie marker, and I'm going to begin to draw lines to make the checkerboard pattern. So McKenzie Child inspired art or checkerboard. This is the royal check or the courtly check. This is the courtly check, I believe is what it's called. And so you're just going to draw lines one way, and then you're going to draw lines the opposite direction. And so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to mark out where I want to begin to paint my black and white checks. So I love McKenzie Child's patterns. I love it because it's very forgiving. And so once I had all my checks drawn, you can mark your checks with an X where you paint your black, or you can just go ahead and start painting your black. So I'm going to go every other one with the black and white, black and white. I also have out some gold and white because I'm going to drag a little bit of gold and white into my paintbrush. So you can go on YouTube also and find the artisans that do their hand painted dinnerware, and they always drag a little bit of white and gold into their black and white check, and that kind of offsets it and makes it a little bit less like it's like a race car type thing. But so you're just going to drag that white and gold into there and continue to do that and go along. I only did one coat of this. Sometimes I do two, but for this one I only did one. And you can seal it with some Mod Podge, or you could even seal it with some Elmer's glue. That would work too. And once you get to the end, you can add a cute little bow to it, or I popped it in to this little kind of bird cage setting, and it has like one of the styrofoam hearts back behind it, and then I just put some roses. I may rearrange it. I actually want to do some more of these. Dollar Tree has like the little wooden mini hearts. I think it would be so cute to do a banner with these. It is a little bit time consuming to do the black and white checks, but it's so therapeutic. If you guys have not tried it, try doing the black and white checks. I love it. I was really scared at first to do these. I remember when I first started doing the black and white checks last year, I was so nervous to try it, but really you guys can't mess it up, and it's only a $1 sign. Keep that in mind. So I just want to encourage you guys to go for it. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, we're going to do a super simple, easy Dollar Tree DIY with this little Dollar Tree wooden love sign. I'm just going to take it and I'm going to chalk paint it white. That's all I'm going to do. It is a little bit tricky to get in between the little grooves of the letters, so you might want to have a smaller paintbrush on hand, or you can have an older one like I'm using and you can just kind of jam it in between, but it's going to kind of get those bristles messed up on your paintbrush. That's why I'm using this older one. This paintbrush has definitely seen better days, but chalk paint it white, and then you can seal it with some Mod Podge, or you can add glitter to it, and you can really paint this any color that you love. Again, I'm going for that more neutral palette, so I'm just going to keep this all white and just completely clean and plain. And if you guys want to go back on some more of my Dollar Tree DIYs for this season, I've shared with you guys so many different colors, vibrant reds and pinks and all that fun stuff. But I thought for this one, I would just do kind of more of that neutral palette. I can live with it. So it's more of a winter white. And then if I want to add some more vibrancy as I go along, I can pop in some color. And here is how it turned out. I popped it onto my little mantle, and then I just added this garland. I got this garland at Michael's. It's in their spring section, actually. It's really pretty. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you guys how to make a cute little romantic Dollar Tree cup. I'm actually going to use this in my office to store my pens. So I'm not going to be drinking from it, but I'm going to take some of these Dollar Tree transfer letters and just this little cute white cup. And I'm going to cut out the letters love, Love, love. I feel like we need more love out there, more love, please. And I will tell you guys with the Dollar Tree rub-on transfer letters that they rub on really quickly when they're pressed up against glass. So be ready once you peel the little sticker part off and you press it down onto whatever you're adhering it to. It's going to go on there really fast. So there's like no room for error. So I did have to actually redo a couple of the letters a couple of different times. But so you just press it down and they go down pretty quickly. And I am using this little Cricut scraping tool, but it almost wasn't necessary. They just adhered really quickly, and they're also very delicate. So you almost have to kind of be really careful scraping it too hard. That's just a little side note on those little letters and whatnot, but super adorable. A great little easy craft and such a fun way to kind of customize things, especially if you don't happen to own a Cricut, which I do own a Cricut, but to be honest with you guys, the Cricuts are really hard to use for me. I have a hard time with the program on it, so I need to sit down and take some more time and really dig into it and learn how to use the actual program on it. That using the Cricut part, and the vinyl part hasn't been that hard, but it's like designing it. So it's really helpful to use the design templates. That's just a little side note if you guys are using the Cricut. So just a little side note for you guys on that. So I hope that gives you guys some inspiration on how to create a super adorable little romantic cup. And then I just popped it into this vignette. So this is another little side table, and then that little Dollar Tree gold tray, and then those cute little blessed signs. Dollar Tree is putting out some really cute little signs. I am such a sucker for their mini signs. So and then I just used that Goodwill little plate thing that I found. And then I also have to share with you guys Benji Bear. I know I'm hearing that Benji Bear has a little bit of a fan club out there with some other puppy dogs. So I thought I would give you guys an extended, non-edited cut of Benji Bear for all of his puppy dog friends. Here he is. He's playing with his rope, and that is his perch on the back of the couch. So while I'm crafting, he likes to perch himself on the back of the couch, and he watches the cars and the birds and the other animals, and he watches for Mr. Romantic to come home, and he alerts me of everything that's going on. And I mean everything. It's my little watchdog. He's my little helper, and he's really good at helping me and really good at getting into everything. And here's his little toys. He loves this alligator. It has this like little water bottle thing on the inside that's really crunchy and fun to play with. He loves this rope. He loves to play. He's about 5.5, almost 6 months old now. And he's a terrier mix. So he's a Jack Russell Terrier mix. And then I'm trying to remember what the other terrier is. It's slipping my mind at the moment. But he's my little love munchkin. First puppy I've ever had in my whole life. And I am just smitten. And I'm thankful for him because my son moved off to college this year. And so that was hard on this old mama's heart. But as always, I how to make a beautiful blooming roses tree using, you guessed it, a Dollar Tree plunger. So I'm going to take this Dollar Tree plunger and hot glue a generous layer of hot glue to the top part of the plunger, and then add my stem of roses. I used about 7 or 8 roses here, and I'm doing some super awkward mom dancing or funny mom dancing, so bear with me. You guys, please have a good laugh at this. I was like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize how awkward this was going to look on camera, but at least you guys can get a good laugh with me, and hey, maybe you can dance with me as well. So once you have all of your bundles hot glued on, and you are going to have to hold on to them, it's sped up for camera purposes, but hold on to them, be patient, jam out some music, and then you can hot glue some burlap to the top and begin to wind your burlap in and around your planter. And you don't necessarily even have to use burlap. You could use some pretty ribbon, whatever floats your boat. I feel like the burlap makes it look a little bit more like a tree, but again, use whatever you have on hand and whatever suits your fancy. So I'm going to continue to wrap it around the little plunger until I get all the way to the bottom. Once I get to the bottom, I'm going to snip it off with my scissors and then add a little dibble dabble of hot glue, and then I can plunge it into my base. Now for the base of this plunger, I actually chose a Dollar Tree wine bucket, and lo and behold, I've never seen these wine buckets before. So check your party section. I was excited to find them. Now you're going to flip your plunger inside out, plunge it directly into the wine bucket. They also sell those taller galvanized metal buckets in the decor section, and I'm always happy when a project works out. So either one of those will work. Now I'm taking some of the little Dollar Tree stones. You could use gems, you could use rocks, whatever you want to kind of give it some weight. Then Dollar Tree sells 4 packs of foam, and these are the rectangular kind of thinner ones. They will fit perfectly down into that wine bucket if that's what you're using. I'm also going to add some moss to the top of that. Dollar Tree sells the moss. You can use Excelsior grass, whatever you love. Now I decided to take my roses and bloom them out. You could leave them gathered into a bundle. It's kind of whatever look you want and whatever you're going for. Have fun with it, get creative, and go for it. Now the next thing I decided to add was a cute little bow. So this bow I have had floating around in my craft stash, and I'm just going to use my easy bow maker. You guys can get these on Deco Exchange, super inexpensive. I think they're about $12. So you're going to take and pop your ribbon in. I'm going to do a 5-inch bow. It has a little measurement tool, and you're just going to make your bow go side to side. I'm going to go 5-inch and then 4-inch, and then voila, you have a perfect little fabulous bow. I love these when my hands are bothering me. It holds my bow in the center, and then you can just cut your ribbon in a little dovetail, and there you have it. So once you have that done, you guys can take a pipe cleaner or wire or another ribbon and just tie off your bow in the center. And check this bow out. I just love using this. Sometimes I really like to change things up. I will link a big, huge bow video for you guys down below with tons of different bows that require no tools or whatever you guys want to use for your bows. Just tons of different ideas for you guys. So here it is. I popped it in next to my fireplace. I thought it gave a nice little pop of color. And there's Benji Bear, my dog. He is always wanting to be right by me, crafting or playing or getting into things. He's really good at helping me or getting into things. So real life here, he actually got a pair of Mr. Romantic shorts and was dragging those around. I was going to edit that out because I was like, he probably shouldn't be chewing on our clothes, but I just thought he was so adorable and you guys love seeing him. So here's a real life moment for you guys right there. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm actually going to take these picture frames that I picked up from TJ Maxx. I got them at a super great deal, and they kind of have like this shadow box effect. And then I'm going to take these little Dollar Tree Valentine's Day gift bags. They come 3 for $1. I'm going to remove the little insert matte frame thingies, and I'm going to cut the top handles off of the gift bags. Now, if you don't have these shadow box kind of frames, you can always use any frame and just remove the glass part to do this project. I'm going to remove also the handle on the other one, and we're going to make them kind of match but use just different colors. The other thing I'm going to use in this project is the Dollar Tree felt roses, and thank you, I have the best subscribers. One of my sweet subscribers sent me these roses, so I'm also going to use those in these projects. Now, I didn't want to damage the mat on these frames or the roses, so I decided just to use tape. So I'm going to tape the gift bags to the back of the matting very gently in just a couple of pieces. And then I'm also going to tape the little felt roses on. So this is also maybe a nice fun project that you guys could do with kiddos or grandkids, especially since you're not going to be using any hot glue. Now, if you're not going to be using a shadow box type frame where the roses are going to be held in a little bit more securely, Dollar Tree also sells like little glue dots, so you might try those as well. We'll see how well the tape holds in here. So I'm just going to kind of arrange my cute little roses. I chose the felt red roses for the more vibrant gift bag, and then for the pink gift bag, I just chose the pink and the purple, and I kind of arranged them to make them look super cute. And then again, I just taped them on. So a little tip when you're going to put your beautiful little picture that you created back into your frame, you're going to want to lift it up because it will have a hard time sliding underneath the little piece to slide the frame back onto. And then once I had that done, I just slid the backing back on, and voila, we have a fabulous little framed rose picture on a teeny tiny budget using items from the Dollar Tree and some pretty little picture frames. You guys can even look around your house, gather up some picture frames. You don't even necessarily have to go out and spend money on this project. Just get creative, have fun, and go for it. And I had to share with you guys my house, my little dining room at night. I thought the Christmas tree was just so pretty with the glow of the lights, especially if some of you guys have been asking me about keeping a tree up through until Valentine's Day. You guys can totally do that. I just think it's a nice little touch and it's so cozy. And then Tinky the cat had to say hi. She's a little bit shy. She's not on camera nearly as much as Benji Bear, the puppy dog, but there she is. She likes to eat up on the table because he kind of harasses her, and he also eats her food. But they do actually play and get along, but she likes to have like her queen's perch, if that makes sense, because he is a puppy dog. So for the next Dollar Tree DIY, actually I want to share with you guys how you can jazz up some candles. And I guess this is more of just kind of like a repurposing DIY. But I'm going to take some candlesticks and candles, and these are those flickering flameless candles. Oh my gosh, you guys, I love them. I'll link some in my Amazon store. And then I'm going to take this ribbon. This is the same ribbon we used on the tree. And I'm going to use my Easy Bow Maker and just go back and forth with my Easy Bow Maker. And I'm going to make a 4-inch bow. Actually, I think this was more of like a 3 to 2-inch bow. It really depends on how big your candles and candlesticks are. But I want to create a blooming candle. I think it's such a fun way to just add a little bit of decor to your candle and candlesticks for seasonal. Just give it a little bit of pop and oomph. Now, this is, of course, a little bit extra, but I do love to go a little bit extra. So I'm also dovetailing my ends, and by dovetailing my ends, I'm just cutting a little triangle in an upwards direction, and I'm just going to pop that onto the edge of my candle. Now I'm going to fluffy up my bow and then tie it off with a pipe cleaner in the center. We're going to cover up the pipe cleaner, so it's not a big deal what color the pipe cleaner is. The next thing I want to do is use some Dollar Tree pitberry garland. Slide that down over the candle, and the pitberry garland comes already kind of in a round, but you will need to take it apart and loosen it up. I'm going to use some of this pretty little Dollar Tree striped ribbon. Oh my goodness, you guys, it is so pretty. I just love it. Tie off that larger ribbon with the smaller ribbon. And then you don't have to use any additional wires or anything like that. And it'll be fine on there, and you can just kind of fluffy up your bow. And again, this is like another no glue craft. Now I decided it needed a little bit something extra, so I'm transitioning kind of some of my greenery into a more spring greenery. You guys could always use evergreen greenery. That is fine. It really depends, I feel like, on the area that you live in, how much winter greenery you want to use, or maybe spring greenery, or what your personality is, or if you're like me, what mood are you in? I was in the mood for a little bit of both, so I chose this kind of more spring greenery, and then I'm just giving it a bit of a fluffing with my greenery and my bow. And you guys could add some roses here. You could really get creative and bloom it out. And I just did an exact same match on the smaller one. These candlesticks came from Hobby Lobby on super duper clearance after Christmas. I was like, ooh, I guess they considered the gold candles Christmas because they were gold, but to me, I was like, ooh, I think they're fabulous. So I went ahead and scooped them up. And here are our blooming candlesticks. I popped them in next to my TV on my little mantle with my fireplace going, and on the YouTube you guys can Google snow falling, or just search in your YouTube search bar snow falling, and the prettiest scenery comes in. This was actually an 8-hour loop, and it has this relaxing music. My daughter and I were about to fall asleep to it, but it was so peaceful with just the snowy setting. We don't really get much snow here, but we get really cold weather, which is kind of strange, but it's not strange. It's just a lot to deal with. A lot of really cold weather. Anyway, for the next Dollar Tree DIY, we're going to create some super adorable plates using these clear plates. Now, I picked these up on clearance last year from Walmart. They were 50 cents, I believe, but Dollar Tree also carries clear plates in their party section, their plastic plates, or you can also look for clear plates in their regular section, or again at Walmart. So whatever floats your boat, grab some clear plates. Used tons of Mod Podge. I probably used too much Mod Podge here, but Mod Podge dries really quickly, and so I'm always a little bit nervous that if I don't use enough, it's going to dry too quickly. But you guys can always have a little bit of a paper towel on hand. What we're going to do is add Mod Podge to the back of this plate and then lay a beautiful seasonal scarf over this. And I'm choosing a Valentine's Day scarf, and we're going to make a really pretty Valentine's Day plate. So I didn't have any Valentine's Day plateware to add to my little dining room decorative shelf. And because I already have so much Valentine's Day crafting supplies, I didn't want to go out and buy more Valentine's Day decor. I really want to use what I have, and I like to craft my own decor. If you guys are new here, welcome. I'm a crazy crafty mama, and I love to make all my seasonal decor pretty much handmade. It just brings me joy. It keeps me busy, and I just love crafting. So I am going to lay this over my plate here, and I will tell you, I love using scarves for Mod Podging. This was a first for me, but it was a winner chicken dinner because wow, it was so easy to use. It doesn't tear like napkins, and so this is just going to sit on a shelf. It is for decor purposes only, okay? Don't use something that you've added glue to eat off of. Don't ever do that. Or that you've painted on top of. Don't eat off of that either. So just use these for fun, for decor. And then I'm going to also add this to my smaller plate as well. So these are fun, easy ideas to do on a budget. Maybe you have a cute little scarf already in your stash. The Dollar Tree scarves are rather thin. So if you are crafting your stash, look for a thin piece of fabric or scarf. Or you guys could do this also with tissue paper or napkins. You just doesn't have to be a scarf craft. Fun and fabulous on a budget. And then once I was finished with this, I just set them aside and set them on top of a ribbon spool so they could dry and they didn't stick to anything. And then you just trim off the excess scarf with scissors. That's it. I didn't show that part, but that's all you have to do. It's super easy. And then I pop them into my little dining room shelf over here, and they're sitting next to my gnomes. I just thought it was just such a fun little idea. Easy peasy felt heart ornaments. They are 10 to a pack, and they're really beautiful. They're perfect for decorating a little Christmas tree for Valentine's Day. Now, believe it or not, this is actually the first Christmas tree I have ever decorated for Valentine's Day. So I'm just using some Christmas tree hooks, and I'm threading them through the top of the little felt ornament, and they hook directly on to the Christmas tree. Now I'm going in with some little pink felt ornaments, and these are a smaller ornament, and actually they're not really an ornament, but I thought they worked perfectly for this. So if you all are like me and you want to keep kind of a cozy glow going in your home by keeping a smaller Christmas tree up, or maybe you even want to do a larger Christmas tree, I've been seeing so many of you all are keeping your larger Christmas tree up in your living rooms, dining rooms, kitchens, and it's casting such that cozy glow. This is a great little idea to fill out a tree. So these, again, like I said, come 10 to a pack at Dollar Tree, and they really fill out your tree really nicely. Just use your Christmas ornament hooks, and voila, you have a fabulous little tree. So super easy, because I know Valentine's Day is kind of like a short holiday to decorate with. Now you could also think about doing this also with the paper doilies that you can find at Dollar Tree. I do recommend the felt ones, just because they're a little bit sturdier. Now this is about a 3.5 foot mini tree. We found these at Walmart. And then I'm also taking these little Dollar Tree heart picks. These are super cute. These come 6 to a pack, and I'm just picking them into this little Christmas tree. So for a couple of bucks, you guys can make a really festive little Valentine's Day tree. And even if you didn't have these, you could also just cut some little hearts out and maybe hole punch them them. Maybe you have some pink or white cardstock on hand or some construction paper. Now I'm also using these little white roses, and I didn't go out and buy these roses. I already had these in my craft stash from last spring. So dig into some of maybe your spring or summer stash. Get creative. A Valentine's Day tree really doesn't have to cost anything, and this is just, again, a fun, cozy way to add a little bit of sunshine to your day and a little bit of romance to your home. And here is how my very first Valentine's Day Christmas tree turned out. And I am going to share with you all some more Valentine's Day Christmas tree, Valentine's Day tree ornaments a little bit later in this video. So keep watching, as well as I have a surprise giveaway in this video as well. So have fun with it, get creative, and go for it. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to share with you all how to make a super cute Valentine's Day mailbox. So I'm taking this Dollar Tree, it's a tall gift box left over from Christmas, and then I'm taking this gift wrap that has obviously seen better days, but it is kind of some cute pink and white gift wrap that I had left over from a birthday party gift. I'm just going to hot glue it around this gift box, and this is kind of a taller gift box. I think maybe it was intended for wine, so just think about this, look in your party section, maybe find a wine box or just a taller box. Maybe you could even glue a couple of boxes on top of each other to create this craft. And then I'm going to fold my edges over and make a nice little neat seam here. Now you don't necessarily have to hot glue this. You could also just use Scotch tape or even maybe some Elmer's glue as well. But I like the instant results of craft glue. I like the instant results of the hot glue. So that's why I'm using hot glue here. Also, a lot of you will ask me about my hot glue gun. It's a Chandler hot glue gun, and I get it off of Amazon. I'm going to link it for you guys in my Amazon store in the description box below. Now, I just hot glued this super adorable little heart Dollar Tree Valentine's Day mailbox to the top of this. And then I decided to go one step extra and add this little Valentine's Day sign to the front of my mailbox. I originally thought I was going to, use the signs all the way around them, and then I didn't really feel like that was necessary. I thought maybe just like a cute little wood piece to the front. So I very carefully removed the 10 hearts from the front of this Dollar Tree sign. Now be really careful when you're removing them because it has a tendency to pull the little part of the sign off. And then I just added some hot glue to that, and then I re-hot glued the 10 pieces to the sign back onto the front of that. And also be careful when you're hot gluing the little 10 pieces of the hearts back on, because the 10 does get hot with the hot glue. I learned that the hard way a couple of years ago when I was gluing Dollar Tree 10, that heats up really hot. So just be careful right there, guys. Okay, so then there you guys have it. You have a fun and fabulous, really easy little Dollar Tree mailbox, and it only costs you a couple of dollars with your mailbox and your little sign if you choose to do that. And then maybe you can repurpose a box, super easy peasy. And then you can put little love notes in there for your loved ones, or you could fill it with a box of candies or maybe a little stuffy and some goodies. Such a cute little way to decorate. I did one of these for Christmas, and you can pop it by your little Valentine's Day tree and make a little decor piece. So fun and fabulous on a budget. Now for the next DIY, I want to share with you how you can take your Christmas tree wreath. This is just a wreath I had left over from Christmas. I got it at Walmart. And then I'm going to use this burlap, and I'm just going to add the burlap to the Christmas tree wreath by taking the branches and crossing the branches over the burlap, and then making little burlap poofs, kind of in the same way you would use when you're using like deco mesh. So I'm making about 8 to 10 inch poofs, and then I'm crossing the evergreen over on the burlap and then pulling those poofs out. And I do that until I get to the end of the first round of burlap. Now for this wreath, because it's a little bit full, I decided I wanted to make another round of burlap, and I went on the outside edge of the wreath just to make it look a little bit bigger and fuller. That's a little tip or trick I have for you guys. If you want to make your wreath look a little bit rounder and fuller, you can go on the outer edge of that evergreen wreath with your burlap or your mesh. So also say you're not using burlap, say you want to use deco mesh. You can use deco mesh in the exact same style that I'm using this burlap in, and just crisscross those branches over and just run it around the edge and do about 8 to 10 inch poofs and kind of pull that burlap or mesh out, and then continue to rim it around the wreath. And you can tell that I'm just kind of gathering it and poofing it. It doesn't have to be perfect, you guys. Have fun with it. Now I'm adding in this cute little Dollar Tree tag sign. It says "Love is all you need." It has the adorable little red truck with the hearts blooming out. And then I decided that I wanted to add a bow. So I'm using my Easy Bow Maker, which you guys can find on Deco Exchange. Is a great place to buy it from. I love Damon. He runs Deco Exchange. He's a great guy. Grab it from him. He's a small business, and I love supporting small businesses. Okay, so for this bow, I'm going to use this beautiful ribbon from Hobby Lobby, and I'm going to go 6 inches across on my bow, and then I'm going to add this Dollar Tree ribbon. It's heart ribbon, and then I'm going to make it about the same size, but I'm going to begin to go a little bit smaller as I go back and forth. Now, I love making my Olivia bows. If you're new, welcome. I love to make bows. I have a huge bow video for you on my YouTube channel. You guys can check that out. I'll leave it in the description box below, and you guys can make the easy Olivia bow that has no tools, or you can follow this tutorial as well. So you just keep making your loop. That Easy Bow Maker is going to hold it. You see the center prong, and so you can just take the ribbon and move the ribbon back and forth. As you guys can see, it's really super easy. That little center point just holds your bow, and I'm just making it a little bit smaller as I go. Now don't forget to dovetail your ends and fluffy up your bow. I kind of do that as I go, so by the time I'm done making my bow, it's kind of all done for me. That's kind of a little cheat on this Easy Bow Maker, you guys. I kind of really love it. Okay, and so I'm also just going to finish up this bow with a pretty little heart ribbon. All of this ribbon is from Dollar Tree, believe it or not, except for that black and white harlequin ribbon at the end. Now I'm going to pinch it in the center, and I'm going to tie it all off nice and pretty with a little pipe cleaner. You're not going to see your pipe cleaner, trust me. So pick whatever color pipe cleaner you love. You can match it to your project or not. This is for my home, so I'm not worried about it. I'm going to pop it into my wreath just by attaching it with my pipe cleaner, and then I'm going to give it a nice little fluffing. The next thing I want to do is add in some more ribbon to tie in that ribbon. This step is totally optional. If you guys know me, I love lots of ribbon and bows. So again, you guys can leave this out, or you can add it in. Now I'm going to dovetail my ends by cutting that little triangle on the end of each one of my ribbon, as you guys can see, and then I'm just going to add a loop right here and then tuck that in to my little wreath here. And I didn't even add any type of wire or anything. I just tucked it in by crossing the evergreen over on the ribbon. So you guys can see I'm just taking that ribbon and making a giant loop, and then I'm tucking it into the wreath by crossing the evergreen over onto the loops. It's super easy. It's totally just, you guys can do this. Super easy. And then you can even curl your ribbon up if you want. So I added a kind of a layer of ribbon off to the left, a layer of ribbon at the bottom, and that kind of gives me like a heart shape effect to the wreath. Now I took one of those Dollar Tree hanging signs and I broke it apart, and I added it into the wreath to just give it that extra zhuzh. Again, this is totally optional. I also added in some pretty Dollar Tree roses. They have some really realistic roses there right now. Pick those up. They're great. They are $1 a piece, which is a little bit much. They have some that are 3 for $1, or the dollar ones that are looking realistic to me. You guys go for it. Dig into your rose stash if you have some on hand and use those. Have fun with it. Get creative. And then I just add in, again, these little extra hearts just for some zhuzh. And then here is how it turned out. Love is all you need. Spread some joy, spread some cheer with a fun little wreath. This is definitely going to go somewhere inside of my home, or it might go on my front door. We shall see. I love making these wreaths for a pop of color in the winter months. It just gives so much joy to my home to have this little extra special sparkle and shine. And I really do feel like love is all you need. I also have this sign next to my coffee maker. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I do share a good morning cup of coffee with you every morning. I just feel like this love is all you need is such a great reminder to love on everybody. Okay, for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you guys how to make a super easy, fun little Dollar Tree doily fan. Now, you're going to take a Dollar Tree doily, and this is the larger doily, and you're just going to take and you're going to accordion style it from the bottom to the top. So you're just going to fold it from the bottom up to the top. So you fold it and then you fold it just like an accordion. I hope that makes sense. Watch the tutorial, watch my hands. So I used the white one first, and then I'm going to do a pink one the same way. So you start at the bottom, you fold it, and then you fold it back, you fold it forward, you fold it back, you fold it forward, just until you get to the top. And you're going to do that with the pink one. So basically what we want to make. So I'm going to show you that again with the pink one. Okay, so you start from the bottom, you fold it up, and then you take and you fold it back, and then you fold it up, and then you fold it back. Just like when you're a little kid in grade school and you're really hot sitting in your classroom, which we used to get, and you would make yourself like a little paper fan. Hopefully that can click for anybody that got confused by my instruction. I felt like that was way harder than I was meaning for it to be. And then you're just going to fold it in half. So you're making like a little paper fan. And then you can tuck these in together and you can make like a really cute little pink and white fan. And I thought these would be really fun to make for our Christmas trees, because if you kind of notice in my Christmas tree, I felt like there was some gaps, and I felt like these doilies were too big to just push into this little small tree. So I thought this would be a fun little way to kind of make like a little fan plume, as you guys might want to call it, or maybe I'll call it that. And so just take a piece of tape and tape around the base of it. Really, I wanted to staple it together. I felt like that would be more stable, but I couldn't find my stapler for the life of me. Literally, I dug through all of my crafting supplies. There was not a stapler to be found anywhere, you guys. So now I'm going to take a cute little Dollar Tree felt sticker and just pop that into the front of my little Dollar Tree doily fan, and voila, we have an instant fabulous little ornament on a budget. And these would be fun to make with kids because there's absolutely no hot glue involved. There's very little work that you have to do, and you can make literally hundreds of these. And the Dollar Tree doilies, I think they come about 20 to 30 to a pack, depending upon what size you have. And so you guys could just litter your tree with tons of these, especially if you have like a larger Christmas tree that you're trying to decorate on a budget. You know, you don't want to probably spend a ton on Valentine's Day decor, or maybe, you know, you want to make it look really pretty and full and fabulous, but you don't want to break the bank. So I thought this would be a fun little idea for you guys to share, and especially if you guys can do it with your kiddos or grandkids, even better. So just a little funsy. I'd love to see you guys' take on this. And also Dollar Tree does sell red doilies in case you guys are doing a red tree. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, I wanted to share with you guys how to jazz up the Dollar Tree wooden hearts. So I have a variety of little goodies here. I have some burlap rosettes. These are from my craft stash, and I found these on burlapfabric.com, or you guys can make your own. I think I did a tutorial for you all last year on my burlap rosettes. I'll try to repost that on my Facebook page or Instagram for you guys. I also thought it would be fun to take some of the little Dollar Tree heart stickers and pop those on to the wooden hearts, especially if you're crafting these with kids and you don't want to run the risk of having them play with the hot glue guns, or you just don't want the hassle of a hot glue gun. Another thing that would be fun to use on the wooden hearts are some bling. You guys know I am totally in love with the totallydazzle.com. Natalie is my girl. She is so sweet, and she has a little small business where she sells bling, and her bling is beautiful. I love to support a small business, and look at how gorgeous this is. And it is so inexpensive. Her bling is like $1.50 each, and also you guys can make memory hearts. So maybe you have some of your grandma's or mother's jewelry, or your sister or your aunt, and you want to remember them. You can make a beautiful tree with hearts and use their jewelry. I think that's really a sweet idea as well. I know we've done something like that with my husband's mother's jewelry, and it's a great way to remember a loved one by as well. And so those are just some ideas on how you can do some really beautiful hearts for a Valentine's Day Christmas tree or a romantic Christmas tree. And then the next thing I thought that would be a really sweet little romantic touch for your wooden hearts would be to add some Dollar Tree lace. So they have this crocheted lace. It's really in the crafters section at your Dollar Tree. And so all you have to do is tie like a little shoelace bow in the top with your lace. And when I say shoelace bow, it's just like a bow that you would use when you're tying your shoelace, and you hot glue that to the top of your heart, and then you have a really sweet little bow, and that can instantly be popped onto your tree. You can use a little Christmas ornament hanger to pop that on, or you can just slide that onto your tree branch. Super easy, fun, and fabulous on a budget, and also a great memory maker.
I lose my breath whenever I see you. You stole my heart, what is it that you do? My life was great till you added colors. Like the moon needs the sun, we don't care about the others. You set my world on fire.
And here is how some of those really sweet little wooden ornaments turn out. I think they make a great addition to the tree. In addition to the little felt ornaments that we added and the sweet little paper doily fans, I feel like the little jeweled ornaments with the wooden accents just really bring things to life. They just add that kind of shabby chic touch, and you could always customize these to your colors. Maybe you're decorating your Valentine's Day tree with purples or turquoise or reds, whatever color you love. Paint those hearts, suit them to your fancy, have fun with it, get creative, and go for it.
Wanna love you, just wanna hold you, just wanna be with you till we grow old. Please tell me you'll stay or take me away. I want you for myself every single day. You set my world on fire.
Now for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you all how to make a beautiful Christmas tree, Valentine's Day tree topper using Dollar Tree ribbon. So you may be having a hard time finding pink ribbon for your Valentine's Day tree at the Dollar Tree. Well, you guys can think outside the box and use some Easter ribbon. So I'm taking this Dollar Tree ribbon and using my easy bow maker, I'm going to make a quick little easy bow, and it's going to be about a 6-inch bow. So you're going to go back and forth on your bow maker about 3 times with about a 5 to 6 inch bow, and there you have an almost instant bow. And then you can add to that, or you can have that as is. Don't forget to dovetail your ends by cutting a little triangle in the end. Now you guys know me, I love big bows and I cannot lie, so I had to add a little bit more zhuzh, a little bit more pop of color and dimension. I had a little bit of extra ribbon left over, which this easy bow maker is amazing for using up extra ribbon. This ribbon is also from the Dollar Tree. It kind of has a little bit more of a burlap texture, which I love adding in more textures. So I popped that in, and this is about a 4-inch cut. And then I decided to go even a little bit further and add some lace. Now, the lace is not wired, so it's going to be a little bit floppy, but if you add it in at the very last and just add a small touch of it, it doesn't do too bad. So I always tell you guys to always use wired ribbon, but I'm making an exception here for our Valentine's Day tree because we have to have that touch of romance, you guys. Now tie off your pretty easy bow with a little pipe cleaner here, okay? And then you have a fabulous tree topper on a budget using Dollar Tree ribbon and a little bit of lace. I did have that lace in my craft stash, so dig into your craft stash, see what you guys can find, and then I'm just going to attach that with my little pipe cleaner and give it a good fluffing. Now the secret to my bow, I always tell you guys, is a nice healthy good fluffing. And also, so many of you will ask where to get the easy bow maker. I suggest getting it off of Deco Exchange. Damon is a friend of mine and he is amazing. He has a Dollar Tree cold hot cup. So you're just going to pull the fuzzy sock over the cold hot cup and you're going to pull it rather tight. And then once you pull it up to the top, you're going to hot glue it to the top. So this was just one of the extra cold hot cups floating around in my stash. I lost the lid to it and I also lost this other sock to this sock. So rather than toss them out, I thought, you know what, we are going to make a sock gnome out of these. So I finished gluing that to the top and now I'm going to take one of these mops. These are actually the little microfiber dust mops. And I'm just going to use this for the beard. And I got this at Dollar Tree as well. And I kind of angled it that way. It would kind of corner and angle down to where it looked more like it was a beard. And I covered most of the mug with that part. And then I'm just going to trim this off at the top. And I will leave you guys a little side note here. When you trim off those microfiber dust cloths, they make a huge mess. Now I'm going to take this Dollar Tree Love tea towel and I'm going to cut a triangle. You don't necessarily have to use this little tea towel. You can really use any fabric, but we're going to be creating the little hat for our Dollar Tree sock gnome. And I'm just kind of checking it and seeing how it's going to fit around. And then I'm going to use a little wooden bead for my sock gnome nose. Now I'm going to hot glue the hat around the top and then stuff it with the remainder of the little microfiber cloth here, as you guys can see. So I'm just going to now begin to tuck the edges in and hot glue it as I go. This part was a little bit tricky because of the fluffiness of the microfiber cloth. I did have to remove a little bit of the cloth as I went along, but just continue to tuck and glue as you go, and you can run a little ribbon down it if you don't like that extra seam. Once I got to the top of it, I felt very happy. I tucked it to the top and then I added my cute little wooden bead. So you guys could also just fill the sock with some filling. You wouldn't necessarily have to put it around a cup, but I wanted this gnome to be kind of a shelf sitter where he just sits upright and he's a little bit taller. The next thing I wanted to do was add a little base to my gnome with some cute little Valentine goodness here. And so I used the other part of the tea towel and wrapped it around the bottom part. I really wanted to go all out and make it really Valentine's-y. So again, I'm just hot gluing the rest of the tea towel down around the base of my little sock gnome. Now you all could totally stop here, but I decided to go a little bit extra and give my little gnome some feet. And so I'm just using these Dollar Tree hearts to give him feet. And I added some little pom-pom balls to the ends of the hearts so you couldn't tell where I had pulled the hearts off. The next thing I did was take and roll the tea towel a couple of times and then hot glue it. I decided my gnome needed some arms, and so I'm just going to use this to kind of make the arms. I didn't stuff it with anything because I just rolled it and kind of made the tea towel kind of fluffy by rolling it. And then I wanted to cut that in half, and you could also do this and make legs if you wanted to. And then I decided also to put some little pom-poms on the end of my little arms. Really, sock gnomes are so fun. You guys can just really get so creative with this one. So get creative, have fun, and go for it. And And to finish my little sock gnome off, I added some super adorable little bows. Dollar Tree is actually carrying pink and white gingham ribbon. Now, it was not in the regular Valentine's section. It was actually just in the crafters area. I'm wondering if maybe it was supposed to be for baby. Sometimes the ribbon gets mixed up in our Dollar Tree, but I think it came out so fun and fabulous and a great repurpose idea on a budget. For the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you all how to create a beautiful Dollar Tree bow. I'm just going to measure this Dollar Tree ribbon. It is wired from my hand to my elbow and then just loop it over on itself 4 times. So if you've been with me for a while, this is what I call the Olivia bow, except for usually I loop it over 6 times. This time we're just going to do 4 times. We're going to make a beautiful Valentine floral lantern for this cute little floral lantern over here. This little lantern is what I'm trying to say. And I'm just going to take my pipe cleaner and tie that part of the bow off and set that aside. Now I'm going to take and I'm going to add another little double loop bow over here. Same thing, you just take the ribbon, loop it over on itself. Now do it just a little bit smaller than that original ribbon. We're going to take and layer this all on top of each other and then tie it to the top of our super adorable lantern. Now I actually had this ribbon left over from Christmas with the red ribbon, and then the 2 little Valentine's Day ribbon was left over from last season of my Valentine's Day crafting. Now again, I'm going to go 2 loops over here, and then I'm just going to tie that in to the top part of this bow. So this is an easy peasy bow. It's layered. You guys can totally do this, I promise. I do suggest to always try to use wired ribbon when you can. That will help your bow stand up just a little bit better. Now see, I have it all tied in together, and then I'm going to just wire it on to my little lantern here. And I am going to use a ribbon that is a Valentine's Day ribbon to cover up my little pipe cleaners. And that's just a little tip I have for you. Now begin to fluff your loops from the bottom and work your way out. Another little tip I have for you is to dovetail the ends of your ribbon to give them a nice boutique finish. And by dovetailing, I mean cut a little triangle. That way it has a really pretty, nice little finished edge. Now that I have my bow all fluffed, I decided to add in some greenery, and this is just some greenery I had left over in my craft stash. I'm just adding a tiny bit of hot glue and hot gluing it to the back of my bow. I added some to the side, and then I want it to cascade it down to the other side. And you guys can really get creative and add whatever color of florals you're going to be decorating with for Valentine's Day. Have fun, go for it, take a deep breath. Bows are really not as hard as you think. I encourage you guys to get creative and go for it. I've been seeing so many great bows over on my Livy's Romantic Home Facebook group page, so kudos to you guys. Also add in some pretty roses. These are just some of those Dollar Tree roses. They're looking absolutely gorgeous. I only added about 3 or 4, and it really filled it out nicely. And you want to cut them kind of different heights on either side. So pop a couple into the top and then a couple into the side. And here is how that should look. Next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to repurpose one of my Dollar Tree Christmas gnome ornaments and make it a little coffee bar shelf sitter, and just use this Dollar Tree Valentine's Day tea towel. I'm just cutting it part of the fabric apart. I want it to match my other little Dollar Tree Valentine's Day gnome that I created. So I'm just going to hot glue this top part, and really you guys could use any fabric that you wanted. And I'm going to wrap the fabric around the top part of my little gnome and then just begin to glue it in and around the top, creating a new little hat and just giving it some new life. So this is just a little tip I have for you. You guys can look into your craft stash, and you don't necessarily have to go out and buy all new decor for Valentine's Day. You can repurpose and reuse a lot of your Christmas decor. Now give your gnome a nice little finished edge by tucking those ends under and adding some more dabs of hot glue. You can get creative and add a little pom-pom to the top of this, a little bow. Just have fun and go for it. And here's how it looks once I have the pom-pom on, and then I decided to add a cute little bow. So Dollar Tree has this adorable pink and white gingham ribbon. They actually have it in my regular crafting section. I'm not sure where it was supposed to be. Maybe it was supposed to be in the baby shower section, but I just tied a cute little shoelace bow, which means just like a bow like you'd be tying your shoelace with. And then I decided to add a little bit of gingham ribbon around the cuffs of his little arms, just to make it super cute and adorable. And I thought this was a great little idea, especially too if you guys are doing a Valentine's Day Christmas tree. I know a lot of people are feeling like they want to leave their Christmas trees up for Valentine's Day. I think that's an excellent idea. I'm actually going to be doing that in my Christmas crafting studio and even possibly in my living room. I've never done that before, but I think it's a fun idea just to give an extra cozy glow. I just love the feeling of the Christmas tree lights on, and it just makes it feel so happy. So here's how it turned out. So cute and perfect for a little coffee 3-tiered stand. Now for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to take one of these cute little garden planters and 2 pieces of styrofoam, and I'm just going to hot glue the styrofoam to the base of the garden planters. And you can get the garden planter at Dollar Tree as well as the styrofoam, and 2 pieces of the square styrofoam fit perfectly into the little planter, which I absolutely love. Then I'm going to take some of the roses that I found at Dollar Tree, and I'm actually going to use the roses that come on a 3-pack stem. So if you're looking for the roses, these are the ones that come on the 3-pack stem, because I want to make like a little rose garden in this garden planter. I thought that'd be so cute, and it just give it kind of a little happy spot wherever I choose to put this. I'm thinking about putting this in my kitchen, maybe next to my little coffee maker, or I might put this on my dining room table. So anyway, I'm just going to begin to add roses in different heights to my little garden planter. So clip off your roses and then just add them kind of in a variety of heights. You don't want them to all be the same. You want them to be a little bit shorter, probably as you come around the front, and then have them be a little bit taller in the center and up in the middle. And you also want to put a couple in the back too. Don't forget about the back, unless you're just going to have it facing a wall. But if it's going to be maybe on a dining room table, again, you probably want it to look symmetrical all the way around. So continue to add those cute little roses. And then once I had that done, I'm just going to use some Dollar Tree garden moss, and I'm going to add a little bit of hot glue on top of the styrofoam, and then just add some of that pretty garden moss on top of that to fill in where I didn't have any greenery. And that's just a fun little tip. It's $1 for a bag of garden moss. It's much cheaper than using greenery, and it just makes it look, nice and fresh. And if you go to a store, these type of arrangements really are really expensive, and so really you don't have much in this, especially if you buy the 3-pack of the Dollar Tree roses. The next thing I want to do is use some of my leftover ribbon and make a cute little bow. So I'm just taking and making a couple of little loops with my ribbon and then tying it off in the center with my pipe cleaner. This is such a super easy way to make a bow. You just take and you loop the ribbon over on itself, and I did this 4 times to create 4 little loops here. And then I decided to add in a little bit different kinds of ribbon. And so I just made one little loop here with the white ribbon and then one little loop with this red ribbon. And again, this is just Christmas ribbon with the red ribbon and then some Valentine's Day ribbon actually that I had in my crafting stash from last season. So I just went ahead and added that into the center of this. And then I'm going to pop that into the center of my cute little arrangement. And the way I'm going to get into the center is by attaching it to this little Dollar Tree Valentine heart pick. I told you guys about this in my Valentine's Day haul, and these are amazing. They work so great for adding into florals and all of that good stuff. Now I'm going to tie the whole thing together with this cute little red and white gingham ribbon. Again, ribbon that I had left over from Christmas. So don't pack up all of your red Christmas ribbon. It can definitely be repurposed and reused for Valentine's Day. And how cute is this? Now I'm just going to give my little ribbon a bit of some fluffing and curly cues, and voila, I have an ultra fabulous arrangement on a budget. And you guys would never know that this was all Dollar Tree. So fun and fabulous. Now for the next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you guys how to take one of these cute little Dollar Tree jars and you can create a cute little fun candy jar. So I'm just going to take one of these Dollar Tree treat sacks and I'm going to fold it accordion style, and I want to create just some little stuffing in the bottom. So you want to cut the end off first, because to create your stuffing you want to be able to cut through it. So then fold it into an accordion style, and then you can take your scissors and just trim that off, and it creates the cutest little fun raffia kind of treat stuff for the bottom. And really you guys could use construction paper or pretty much anything you have on hand, but this was the cutest little paper that I had, so I thought it would be perfect for the bottom of my little candy jar. So I'm going to pop some of this into my candy jar and get it nice and full. And then Dollar Tree carries these really adorable little chocolate hearts, and they're actually pretty delicious. I splurged on some while I was making this. I'm trying so hard to get myself back off of sugar during the holidays, but I'm not sure that I'm doing a very good job off of it. So anyway, I'm popping in a bunch of delicious little candy hearts, and this would be such a fun little treat for a loved one. And you could create several of these and then have them all ready to give out to teachers or grandkids or kiddos for an extra special little Valentine's Day fun goodness. And then I'm going to take one of the little Dollar Tree picks and just add a pretty little sparkling heart to the top of this. And then I decided it needed a cute little bow just to finish it off. Of course, this is totally optional, but you guys know me, I love my bows. So tie a cute little shoelace bow to the top, and then you've kind of customized it. And you could also do really any bow. So maybe do pink for girls and blue for boys, or just whatever suits your fancy. You could add a cute little tag, and voila, you have an ultra fabulous little gift on a budget. The next Dollar Tree DIY, I'm going to share with you guys how to make a super adorable Valentine's Day snowflake using 9 of the Dollar Tree treat sacks. You're just going to take and you're going to glue them in a T, and you want to take the treat sacks and have them flap up. So where the little bottom part of the treat sack would be, have that be flap up, and then make a little T with your glue gun. You can also use Elmer's glue if you're doing this with kiddos, or you just have Elmer's glue on hand. Now I like the instant result. So I went ahead and used hot glue. So just take it, draw a T, and then add your little treat sack. And I do like to just kind of press down the glue as I work along with my treat sacks. And the treat sacks are actually in the party section of Dollar Tree. You guys can get totally creative. They have so many different colors and kinds of different treat sacks to choose from. But I thought this little pink and white polka dot would be super adorable and fun for like a Valentine's Day inspired snowflake. These would also be great for a birthday party. Now take and fold a little point, and that's going to make your super cute little snowflake. And I was even thinking it might be fun to try to make a heart. So if you could like cut even like a little round right here after I got done cutting the point, I was like, oh, I should have cut around, and that would have made like a little heart. Anyway, and then I went ahead and also cut two little triangle sides in the side here. So usually I just show you guys cutting a point in the top. I thought it'd be fun to get even a little bit more fancy and cut two little triangles in the side. You guys can really get creative and cut whatever shapes that you love. And then once you guys have that done, you can just go ahead, and I like to take my hands and just pop my hands in there and check that out. That never gets old for me. I think that's so magical. And then you can just take your glue and make a T, and then just glue those remaining sides together, and voila, you have a very fun and fabulous Valentine's Day inspired little treat sack snowflake. And then I like to add something to the center of mine. You could also leave them plain, but I thought it would be cute to add one of the little hearts to the center. These are just the little Dollar Tree hearts. They're selling them in bags now, not on a stick, but I just pop mine off the stick. And then you can also add a little string to hang these from a mirror, the wall, a chandelier. I've shown so many different ideas for you guys on these. You can put a little jewel in the center. I love these colored bags. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe I have not tried a colored bag until now. This made me so happy, you guys. I don't know. It's the little things. Also, I wanted to give you guys an idea. If you're doing a Valentine's Day Christmas tree, this would be a great idea to fill in, especially if you guys have a larger Christmas tree to do. So check this out. How cute does this look in the back part of this little Valentine's Day setting? So fun and fabulous on a budget. So as always, I ask that you guys comment and let me know what was your favorite DIY in this video, and which one will you all be recreating. I love to hear how you're going to be decorating for after Christmas. Do you decorate for Valentine's Day? Are you going to be adding some cute little bows or romantic roses in and around some of your decor, or do you do a winter wonderland, or do you do a combination of both? I think I'm probably going to be doing a little bit of a combination of both. I thank you guys for being here, crafting along with me. It is a blessing and an honor truly to have you all here. I love y'all to the moon and back. I hope you guys are getting crafty with me, and I'm wishing you a gorgeous, fabulous, blessed day and happy crafting. For the first Dollar Tree DIY, we're going to make a super adorable Valentine's Day swag, and I want you to grab some greenery you might have left over from Christmas. I'm going to use two little Dollar Tree mini Christmas trees. I zip tied them together, and now I'm just adding a little Happy Valentine's Day truck, also from the Dollar Tree. Now this was from last season, not sure what they have out yet this season. And then I'm going to take some Dollar Tree Deco mesh, and using the evergreen branches, I'm just going to cross the branches over on the mesh and take the mesh and just make kind of little poofs or loops, and you can just kind of wind that up your swag, and then once you get to the top you can kind of wind it back, and I'm probably making about 6 to 8 inch poofs. So you just pull that deco mesh out, take your evergreen branches, cross them over on themselves, and begin to pull it back down the swag. Now really any cute little Valentine's Day sign will work, and again I did find the truck little sign at the Dollar Tree last season. I think I bought a couple of them because I have a couple in my stash. I'm always surprised to see what I have in my stash and what I don't. I'm really hoping that I can find more of my Valentine's Day goodies, but right now it's looking a little bit bleak, so I'm really gonna dig in and create some fun things for this season. But this is a great way to repurpose and reuse some of your Christmas decor. I feel like for Christmas I always overbuy. And so anyway, I love repurposing and reusing. Now I decided to add in a little bit of burlap to kind of lessen the effect of the red. I don't want it to feel too Christmassy. And I also thought the burlap would be cute to mix in with the little red truck. And then I just made a quick little loopy bow by taking the burlap and looping it over on itself. And then again, to attach it all, I'm just using the evergreen branches that are already on that little Christmas tree swag that I created. Now I'm just taking some cute little Dollar Tree ribbon and then the little white heart ribbon, I believe was from Hobby Lobby last year. Again, I had it in my stash, and then I'm just going to make a quick little loopy bow at the top and pull my little loops out. And then at the bottom, I'm just going to finish using up some of this ribbon and make some more little loops. I didn't want this to be hard. I wanted to share with you guys something you can do for Valentine's Day crafting without really having to spend a lot of time and effort. This is something you could probably do on one of your snow days or a weekend. Your kiddos could even pitch in and help you with this. Grab some fun ribbon. The red ribbon that has little sparkly hearts is from the Dollar Tree. Again, from last season. I honestly haven't been in yet this season for Valentine's Day decor. Again, I'm really trying to push myself to use what I already have on hand. I feel like, again, that I do overbuy sometimes, and I just don't want to be doing that this year. But I do want to look for some cute little red hearts from Dollar Tree. So I think I'm going to do, possibly in my living room, some Christmas hearts on my Christmas tree. They're going to be Valentine's Day related. So anyway, I'm adding in some cute little heart picks in to the center of this, and then here is how it turned out. A fun and fabulous little Valentine's Day swag on a total budget, you guys, and also repurposing and reusing what we already have in our stash. That makes me so happy. I hope you guys are loving it and are very inspired with this one. For this DIY, I want to share with you guys how you can make a quick and easy little fun romantic floral. Now we're going to repurpose and reuse these little Dollar Tree mini Christmas trees, and then I found this galvanized tin bucket of Michael's on clearance, and I'm just going to pop the little Christmas trees into my bucket, and then I'm going to use some florals again that I found last year, I believe at Michael's on clearance. They're winter florals, so these are going to be really pretty, like little winter roses. I'm just going to pop them in, and I'm attaching them to the Christmas trees by taking the evergreen branches that are on the Christmas tree and just crossing them over on the stems of the floral. So that's going to kind of help them attach and also stay centered. And I really feel like that you can use your evergreen greenery and just mix some really pretty romantic florals in with that. You're not going to see much of the evergreen, and really in these winter months you can kind of get away with it. Now eventually we're going to move to spring greenery, but I feel like if you already have this on hand, why not use it and get those cozy vibes that you may be having anyway. I did have a little tickle on my nose, if you guys noticed that. It looked like a bunny rabbit in that clip there. So anyway, I'm taking this burlap ribbon, I just looped it over on itself a couple of times, and then I tied it off in the center, and then I'm going to add that to the side of my bucket. I feel like adding in the burlap gives it kind of a rustic French farmhouse kind of chic theme, and it gives it a cute little bow. I don't have a lot of Valentine's Day ribbon that are in these pastel colors, so I thought the burlap would just kind of soften it and kind of bring some cozy to it. I'm fluffing out my ribbon loops, and then I'm using this little burlap rosette that I made. I'm going to share that with you guys, how to make this in another video. They're so super easy and great to use. I actually used a little piece of Pop-Tart cardboard from a Pop-Tart box to make that burlap rosette, and then some burlap. So anyway, again, I am going to share that with you guys later in a later video, but they're so easy to make. And now I'm just trimming off the bits of string from my burlap, and here is how my super adorable little romantic winter roses floral turned out. I'm really loving it. Now I was going to add in some other ribbons to this, but it just didn't turn out how I wanted it to look, and so I just ended up going with the burlap. I may add some pearls or a pretty jewel though, might be a nice added touch. next DIY, I want to share with you guys how I'm going to take my cute little deer. I found this at a resale shop, and I'm going to make a sweet little bow, and this is using some Dollar Tree ribbon, and I'm just going to take the ribbon and loop it over on itself. This is wired ribbon, and so the wired ribbon always kind of stands up really nicely. I kind of suggest that when I share with you guys how to do some bows, but this is just a fun idea on how you can take some winter decor and give it a little bit of a Valentine's Day flair. Now I trimmed off the bottom of that, and now I'm just going to take a pipe cleaner and a zip tie, and I'm going to zip tie that together. I love using the zip ties, honestly, because it keeps the bow nice and together. It doesn't pull apart at all. And I pulled apart my loops, and then I'm just going to take this cute little piece of burlap ribbon. I'm going to tie it around the neck of my little deer, and this deer is so funny. My puppy dog Benji Bear, he always barks at this deer when I bring it out for the season, and he gets really mad about it, but then he eventually gets used to it and doesn't care. But it's just really funny at the beginning of each season. I don't know if he thinks it's real or what. It's just kind of funny. So anyway, I'm tying that on with the burlap ribbon, and then there's my cute little bow. Now, of course, you guys, I really love to take and give things a little bit of over the top feel. So I'm going to take this piece of cardboard. It's actually a piece of cardboard from a box of Pop-Tarts that I have bought for my kiddos. And I'm just going to use some scrap ribbon. And this ribbon is left over from my Christmas decor, and using some hot glue, I'm going to make a cute little rosette. So you just add a dab of hot glue into the center, and you take your piece of scrap ribbon and you just kind of scrunch it and hot glue it as you go along. And by watching what I'm doing is probably easier than how I'm describing it, but these are so fun to make, and I think they're a really nice way to add a cute little cozy touch that makes it feel like really boutique-y to pretty much any little creation that you might be crafting or making. And these are just really fun to make because you can also take scrap pieces of ribbon and whatnot. And I actually got this idea from my sweet friend over at Our Green Acres, and I'll link her channel down below, but she does really fun little crafts, especially if you love French country and shabby chic decor. So now I'm going to add this to my little deer's neck, and it looks like she won a prize in a fair, or like it's one of those big kind of Texas like homecoming bouquets. But I just thought this was really cute, and you probably can't quite see that there's little hearts on the ribbon and also the little heart that I added up by her neck, but she is all ready for Valentine's Day and ready for her special date with her special someone, I guess. But I thought this would just be a fun idea to share with you guys, and if you guys could get some inspiration to make some pretty Valentine's Day decor or embellish some of your winter decor. Now for this next DIY, I'm going to share with you guys how to make some placemat pillows. So these are just placemats from the Dollar Tree, and I actually shared part of this DIY for you guys from Christmas. You can see I have my little Christmas apron on, but you're just going to take the placemats and you're going to begin to hot glue them around the edge of the placemat, but the part of the placemat that I want to face out is going to be turned inside to be doing the DIY. I hope that makes sense for you guys. But Dollar Tree is carrying these super cute little buffalo check plaid placemats, which I am just so crushing on. I think they're really fun, and I'm going to use some more in some upcoming DIY videos. But again, just go ahead and hot glue it, or if you love to sew, you can sew that as well. Now I flipped it inside out, and so you should have one edge, one of the shorter edges that you want to leave open for your pillowcase stuffing. And so just take an old pillow that you might have that's seen better days, pull the stuffing out, and then you can stuff your cute little placemat pillow with that. And now the most tricky part of this is when you go to hot glue the edges back together. And so you're going to want to be careful when you're working with your hot glue gun on this part, but just puff up that pillow with some nice little stuffing, and then you can take and kind of push the edges under to where you get like a little crease, and that will help you kind of be able to finish out the top part. But I will warn you guys to be careful on this part and go very slowly as you glue along the edges. It's always the most tricky part for me as I glue along these edges. So you're just going to pinch and glue right here until you get all the way to the end of your pillowcase, and you are going to want to hold it a little bit while that kind of glue is drying. But again, if you guys can sew, definitely sew your pillows. I don't have a sewing machine and I don't know that I have the patience to sew. Maybe one day I'll try to learn that skill a little bit more. But for right now, for me, these little pillowcases are just for decoration. So they just go like on an accent chair or in a little bucket or basket. So I think that hot gluing them is fine. Now, here is how that pillow turned out. I used it all through Christmas at my entryway table. Now I'm going to share with you guys how you can repurpose it and make it into a Valentine's Day decor idea. So from the Dollar Tree, just take one of their little fabric flags. And this one says follow your heart, which I absolutely love. But they carry these pretty much every season. I think this one was from last year. But they should have something similar or some kind of little fabric, embellishment that you guys can use. Or you guys can make your own embellishment. Or you can use some of the little heart felts. Just pretty much anything that you want to do to create a little Valentine's Day pillow. I know pillows can be really pricey, and I did get a couple of new ones from TJ Maxx for this season, but I think that you can also DIY some and make that work as well. And it's just fun to have little pillows to set around. It just makes your decor feel really cozy, especially in these winter months. So here is how my little DIY pillow turned out. And I think what I love the most about this is it says follow your heart. And I really feel like this season is going to be a season of peace and joy. And I'm going to definitely be following my heart. So here it is mixed in with my little French country chair, my cute little gnome, and some more heart pillows back behind it. And it's a little bit of a busy space, but to me it feels cozy and happy. And I'm kind of like that. I'm kind of like that little bit of busy, cozy feel. For this next DIY, I want to share with y'all how you can repurpose and reuse pretty much any piece of cardboard. I chose this Pop-Tart box from some Pop-Tarts that I bought for my kiddos. And then I'm going to take the base of a candle and make little rounds. So what I want to do is make some fun little rosettes. Now you're going to take a piece of scrap fabric. This is some burlap fabric that I had left over from some other craft that I had been making. And I'm just taking a dab, and you want to make a big dab in the center and then just start winding the piece of scrap fabric or burlap around that first little loop. So you basically just take it and wrap it around the loop. And this burlap was pretty frayed, so the center of it looks kind of bunchy and crazy, but you can always trim that down. And hey, you can use pretty much any piece of fabric, from an old bed sheet to an old curtain, just pretty much anything that you guys have on hand. And I did get this idea using the piece of cardboard from my sweet friend over our Green Acres. She has a YouTube channel. She does the most amazing little crafts. I've been really enjoying watching some of her DIYs recently. She popped up on my YouTube channel, and I'm going to tell you guys are going to have to go over and visit with her and check out her channel, subscribe. She's a cute little just country mama that loves to craft, and I just love watching her videos. So here's how my little burlap rosette turned out. I popped it into the side of this cute little floral decor piece and this bow, and you guys can use these for so many different ideas. They're so fun to make, and they're totally budget friendly. Another idea you guys can do is put a little jewel. I love using my Totally Dazzled jewels. I'll leave a coupon code and link for you guys down below. And then also here is how I made one of those Christmas Valentine's Day burlap rosettes. Now for this next DIY, I want to share with you guys how you can take some Dollar Tree deco mesh, and you just take the deco mesh and you just loop it over on itself, and you can create a really big giant fluffy bow. And I'm going to use this to make a lantern bow topper. Now I see these in my local grocery store, and even some of the craft stores will make these DIY like big pretty bows and florals at the top of lanterns, and they're so pricey and so expensive. So I want to share with you guys a fun budget friendly way. So right now we only have $1 in our bow, and then I'm taking some of this piece of a burlap, and I get my burlap either at burlapfabric.com, or you can find it at Walmart or your craft store. And again, I just took that burlap, looped it over on itself, bunched it up in the center, and I'm tying it off with a zip tie and then adding a piece of ribbon over it so you don't see the zip tie. So I have 2 layers so far with the deco mesh and then also with the burlap, and I'm just trimming off my ribbon. And this is where it gets really fun, where you guys can choose different styles of ribbon. I'm using this cute little Valentine's Day ribbon. Here's a little hack for you. You can take a measure from your arm to your elbow and make a really cute little loopy bow. So you can see I'm just taking the ribbon and looping it over on itself. This is so easy. It's the easiest way to make a bow. It's how I make a lot of my bows, because I will tell you I am a little bit bow challenged, to be totally honest with you. And I do this about 4 to 6 times. Do it about 4 times if you want, 2 loops on each side, and 6 times if you want 3 loops on each side. And I hope that makes sense, and I hope that's what I meant to say. I know how to do it when I'm doing it, but then sometimes describing it can be a little bit different. And I always recommend too that you guys use some wired ribbon. That really helps your bow stand up. And then I'm just taking some extra little ribbon that I had left over, and I'm going to make some pretty little tails. You want to make sure that you dovetail the ends of your ribbon when you're making your tails. So just cut like a pretty little triangle or an angled shape upwards. And then you can take your ribbon and you can also curly cue it around. But here's what I'm talking about when you dovetail the ends. You just take the ribbon and you cut a little triangle in upwards direction. You want to take the ribbon and make a little crease and then cut your triangle upward. But that makes it look really pretty and finished, and it's something that you want to do if you're going to be selling your goodies online or giving to a friend, because you don't want a frayed ribbon edge or a ribbon edge that just doesn't look its best, or that's flat or whatnot. You can tell I'm checking my camera to see how things are going. A lot of times I'm crafting backwards and the opposite direction, so you guys can see what I'm doing, but sometimes I can't always see what I'm doing except for when I'm looking at my camera. So I'm adding in some cute little Dollar Tree little roses here. And then I'm adding in an LED candle, and I get these off of Amazon. They come in a 3-pack. They're about $14, I think. You can get them pretty much anywhere, but they're flickering flameless candles. They're amazing. I'll link some in my Amazon store. It's the Olivia's Romantic Home Amazon store. And then I just pop that in there with a cute little candlestick. And here is how it looks already for Valentine's Day. Now, as always, I ask that you guys comment and let me know what was your favorite DIY in this video and which one will you be recreating. And for the secret question for this video is, what is your favorite season? I would love to know. Do you love to go over the top decorating for spring, summer, winter, or fall? Let me know what you guys are up to. I love to hear what you guys are up to.
Cute little ice cream sundae. It's going to be a faux sundae, and this is a little hack and trick. So I grabbed this sundae jar. You can also find them at the Dollar Tree, at the thrift store, and I'm just going to take some white paint and paint the inside of it white. So that's going to kind of be the color of the ice cream down in the sundae. Of course, this is vanilla.
But you guys could change it up, and you could make it chocolate by using some brown paint, or pink to make it strawberry, whatever suits your fancy. Now from the Dollar Tree, you can find these little funnels. So you could also use a styrofoam ball, but I already had these funnels on hand, and I'm really trying to push myself this year to use what I already have. So I'm taking the funnel and I'm trimming it off, and they do come, there's like 3 funnels I think that come for $1. Anyway, so I trimmed off the base of the funnel and the top, and now I'm taking some of this pink yarn from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to add the yarn, and I'm hot gluing it, and this is going to be the ice cream part. Now right now for my Valentine's Day winter decor, I'm using kind of like a lot of yarn and cozy colors, like French country style, some shabby chic pinks. So this is going to be kind of like a strawberry ice cream, but I wanted it to feel cozy by using the yarn, and plus again I already had this pink yarn on hand. I was really excited to find it. So this is a little bit of a tedious process to glue, but you just want to carefully glue it until you get all the way to the top of the circle. And then I did glue this part of the top on. It didn't glue on that well. It's really kind of just sitting on there. And then I'm using this rosette. These were also from the Dollar Tree. I popped that into the center because I didn't really have a cherry, and then I just used one of the little glitter vase fillers as my topper. And then I decided to use some pearls for like just some little pretty, I guess, kind of like looking like it's sprinkles. I don't have any smaller pom-poms, but I did have these pearls on hand. It's really funny how creative, honestly, that you can get when you're just trying to use everything that you already have. Now from the Dollar Tree, in their crafting section or in their baby section, you can find some great pink ribbon. Actually, this is such a fun idea for creating Valentine's Day decors, to go into the baby section and grab some other pink ribbon. And then I'm just tying a quick little shoelace bow, and I'm going to hot glue that to the bottom of my ice cream sundae. My ice cream sundae is a little bit large for the top, but I thought it was still super fun and just a cute idea. And again, if you don't have the little funnel, you could use a styrofoam round ball, or pretty much anything you could create into a ball and either paint pink or add some yarn to the top of that. But again, getting creative, pretty fun and fabulous. And I think it's fun to set some little faux sweet treats around during the Valentine's Day season. It's like the perfect time to be thinking about your special sweetheart. Now for this next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you all how to make a pretty little Victorian style ornament. So what you can do is you can take any ornament really that you have left over from Christmas. And I know you guys have some ornaments, but this is a jumbo pink ornament, and these were actually at the Dollar Tree. I found them at the end of the Christmas season. I grabbed some because I knew I was going to be doing a Valentine's Day tree, but you want to take and hot glue your ribbon to the top of your ornament, and then hot glue it again at the base, and then hot glue it and wrap it around. It's not really necessary to hot glue the entire bit of ribbon. That can be a little bit tedious unless you have like a shiny ornament and you need a little bit more stability, but especially with these kind of glittery ornaments, you're really good to just use hot glue at the top and then at the base and then again at the top. Now you guys can really get creative with this. These make really beautiful Victorian ornaments. We actually have a Victorian store in my town, and they make the most, oh my goodness, they're so lovely and so beautiful, their ornaments are. But it's kind of inspired by that. And I'm actually adding yarn to this ornament because I don't have a lot of thinner pink ribbon, so I thought the yarn would do and also make it feel kind of cozy. I want to do a Valentine's Day tree, possibly in my living room. It's my big Christmas tree though, so I'm not sure I'll be able to make enough ornaments to fill it out. So I'm really going to have to get creative on how I'm going to do that. So for our next video, I'll be making some more fun things, little crafty things that are just fun to make, especially in the winter time. I feel like it's the perfect time to craft. And then again, with just going along with the theme of using what I have, I needed something to kind of fill out the top of this to cover up the work with the ribbon. And I found these little glitter vase fillers. These were left over from Christmas, and I'm just using the white snowflake ones because I really do feel like for after Christmas, you can kind of get away with like winter wonderland, Valentine's Day, kind of you can mix all of those in together. Like I still have my Christmas trees up. I just have the red ornaments taken off of them, and I'm kind of thinking about what my plan is going to be. And then what I did for this little ornament is I just added a cute little shoelace bow to the top of that, and voila, you have a fun little fabulous ornament. And you guys can just play with these. You can use little bits and bobs that you might already have on hand from your decorating, from your Christmas season. These are also really pretty to use some really tiny roses. I need to dig into my roses. They're in a giant tote, and I really need to get that organized before I start this new season of decorating. But here it is popped into my cute little Valentine's Day tree that I have in my studio. And again, I'm excited to try one possibly in my house. I just have to get enough ornaments crafted up to make that happen. Now for this next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with you how to make a French country beautiful romantic heart. So I'm taking one of these Dollar Tree little heart signs, and I flipped it over from what it originally was, and I'm just going to use this side of it. And I'm taking some Mod Podge, and I'm using a generous layer of Mod Podge. I'm probably the most impatient Mod Podger, but these Dollar Tree signs can also soak up a lot of Mod Podge. And then I'm using this pretty kind of French country romantic roses paper. This is from Hobby Lobby. Now, if you check their sales, you can find really good deals on their paper. So look out for that. And then I'm adding another layer of Mod Podge to the front of it just to seal it and kind of make it, a little bit where it can be a little bit more where it lasts longer. That's what I'm trying to say. Goodness gracious. So anyway, now I did let the Mod Podge dry all the way, which I definitely suggest you do. Sometimes I get impatient and then it tears on the edges, but let it dry for quite some time. It's completely dry. And then now I'm just adding some zhuzh to it. Now this is some burlap that I had left over from my fall crafts, believe it or not. Gosh, you guys, I really do overbuy on crafting supplies for every single season. So I'm interested to see how much I'm going to be able to repurpose and reuse from some of the things that I've overbought this last year, and just really push myself to be super creative. And I'm really loving how this looks. I think I'm really going to start doing a little bit more French country in my home. So anyway, but I'm making a cute little bow with this Dollar Tree ribbon. I'm tying it off in the center with some of that yarn. Now that part's going to be kind of covered up, but I love to make these like kind of just pretty little signs. You can set these in pretty much any spot in your home. They'd be really pretty on a mantle or next to a little Valentine's Day Christmas tree, or just in any spot that you feel like you want to add a little romantic kind of crafty touch. These would be also a nice little gift for a neighbor to cheer them up. I know the winter months can be really tough for some folks, including me sometimes, and so I think it's really nice to focus on, creating beautiful goodies for your home or for your loved ones, and that will just bring a sparkle to your heart, and it will also bring a sparkle to their heart. So I think loving and being kind is just going to be at the forefront of my 2022. So here is how it turned out. I'm really, really pleased with the results. I just added some cute little bows, and this was actually even that velvet bow is a Christmas bow left over. I found it on an end cap at Dollar Tree, so keep an eye out still. I'm not sure, you guys will have to let me know if there are stores that are still carrying Christmas stuff, but you should be able to find some really sweet little goodies that you can use either with after Christmas sales or even some of the Valentine's Day goodies. For this DIY, I want to share with y'all how I'm taking some of these pine cones that I collected outside in the yard, and I'm going to go ahead and just paint them with some cute little pink craft paint. Now, I love doing this DIY. I remember this is one of the first DIYs I actually wrote about on my blog years and years and years ago. When I was a mama and my hubs was out just working and we didn't have any money for crafting supplies, and so I would go gather things from outside, and I still love doing that. And then I actually even did a whole video a couple of videos back on my YouTube channel on how to bring your pine cones from outside inside and make sure that you don't have any critters in them, but you basically soak them in warm soapy water with some vinegar and then you bake them in the oven, and that ensures that your pine cones are nice and clean and ready to craft with. So if you have availability of crafting with pine cones and can pop out into your yard and grab some, these are super fun to craft with. You can also find them at Dollar Tree or in some of your local craft stores, and it's really fun to just add some white tips. I'm adding pink tips as well, and I've even done these too where you add glitter to the tips, and that just makes a really sweet little decor, and it's perfect for winter in my opinion. You can set them around pretty much anywhere, and then I reuse mine year after year. And so now I'm also just going to take one of these little Dollar Tree buckets. This is just one of their buckets that I believe I bought last spring, and I'm going to just use some of that same white paint. Once I have my paint out and going, I try to paint as many things kind of like in a block as possible, especially if I'm getting ready for a new season, which this Valentine's Day season or kind of a season of romance is coming up. And so I just want to, get some crafting going. And so I popped my pine cones back into here. Now, I think it would be fun to kind of decorate this a little bit more. I ran out of time. I did so many DIYs in this day to do any more zhuzhing on that, but that might be something that's going to be another upcoming DIY for you guys to watch out for. So fun, fabulous, and this is a total budget-friendly idea. Now for this next DIY, I have to share with you guys how to take some of the little Dollar Tree wooden hearts and just fluff them up and make them into kind of a pretty little romantic ornament. So sometimes when I buy these little wooden hearts, I'm not sure what to do with them. I don't know if you guys are like me, but they'll come 8 to a pack. And these hearts actually had the little arrow through them, so they're definitely a Valentine's Day heart. But I already had some paint out, so I thought, you know what? I'm just going to give it a whirl and paint some of these. And you can see that I'm also painting pine cones, which is also a DIY in this video. But yeah, so I'm just painting them with some acrylic craft paint, and this is, I believe, Pink Princess craft paint from Walmart's Apple Barrel craft paint. I'll have to look at it and let you guys know, but just use pretty much any craft paint that you love and whatever color of hearts that you guys want to create. So give it a whirl, paint your hearts, put on a fun show or some fun music, and have fun doing some crafting. Now, of course, you all know that I couldn't stop there, so I'm going to go ahead and add some little trim. Dollar Tree is carrying some 3 packs of the little burlap detailed trim, and I'm really kind of crushing on it. So I'm just using my hot glue gun, and I'm gently adding hot glue and then kind of zhuzhing the ribbon as I go along. And I really love the way that the kind of burlap color looks against the pink. I feel like it makes it a little bit less sugary, I guess, which I love a good sugary pink. You guys know I'm all about the pink. But so look at how cute that looks, and it really could use any trim that you love. And then I'm just using this piece of yarn to add a hanger, because I do want to add hangers if I'm going to end up hanging them from a tree. But I'm also thinking I could make them into like a little banner that might go over this pretty little mirror that I have in my entryway table. I don't know. You guys will have to let me know what you think about this. I think once I got the yarn on, I kind of was not feeling it. Maybe it's because I used the white color, but I don't know. I think it still looks soft and cozy and fun. And you guys can add more embellishments. I did go ahead too and try out adding a little bow to the front of it, and then again I think I did end up taking it off because I wasn't crazy about how heavy it made the top of it look. But you guys go for this. This is just an idea, and kind of giving you some ways you may be able to use some of these. And I do feel like 8 packs or a pack of hearts that were only $1 or so, and you get 8 of them, it can make a lot of little fun ornaments. Now for this next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with y'all how you can take a little Dollar Tree heart signs and paint it pink and kind of zhuzh it up and customize it to your decor. The pink looks pretty bright on camera, but it really wasn't quite as bright as it showed on this video. But it was, pretty sugary pink, so you could always tone that down with a little bit of white. I kind of noticed that after, once I was done, I was like, ooh, there is some pink and it's popping. But this is just apple barrel. I want to say it's like a pink princess craft paint. It's from Walmart. I think it's about 50 cents, but it's perfect for Valentine's Day. If you're a shabby chic girl, you want to do some romantic decor again, it would also be fun to kind of do this in white and make it a rustic heart. But don't be afraid of those Dollar Tree hearts. And if you have kiddos at home right now, if it's snowing where you're at, you have some snow days or whatnot, you might want to gather up some of the wooden signs from Dollar Tree that they can have fun painting. I remember I would grab things for my kiddos, in the snow season for them to be able to craft with. Okay, so now I'm just going to add some yarn to this, and Dollar Tree is carrying yarn, so this is some white yarn from the Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to wrap it around the little slats here. I thought the slats were cute, but I kind of wanted to give it some dimension, and again, like I said, I'm trying to kind of do some really cozy decor this year. I feel like cozy and peace is all I want this year, and so I just think that adding this yarn, it gives it a really like soft, homey, cozy feel. And so I'm also going to add some pink yarn to it to kind of like make it feel like a little bit of a crisscross applesauce type thing happening. And so I'm just winding that around my little heart and hot gluing it. Be careful when you're hot gluing with yarn though. It's easy to burn the tips of your fingers. Now, I do have neuropathy in my fingers, so I really don't feel the very tips of my fingers anymore. Plus all the crafting that I did for so many years. So anyway, I'm just going to wrap this around the base of the heart and then call that good. And then I was racking my brain. I was like, oh, I just felt like it needed something else, either like a cute picture. Now I have this sign. This is a love sign from the Dollar Tree. We're going to use it in a different project, but I thought this would be perfect to add to the front of this. The galvanized letters fit perfectly on here, of course, because they fit on the other sign, which was about the same size. And I'm just adding hot glue to the exact spots that it was already hot glued in. And voila, we have a love sign that reminds us to be loving and to love. Even just loving yourself sometimes is what we need to do a little bit more of when we grace ourselves with some joy and compassion. Then we're able to grace others with that as well. So fun and fabulous and on a budget as well. So for this Dollar Tree DIY, I want to share with y'all how to take some of their cute little wooden hearts and make some soft, cozy heart ornaments. I'm taking this pink it's just some yarn from the Dollar Tree, and I added hot glue to the base of my heart, and then I'm going to wrap it around my little heart. And you can see I have 2 glue guns going. I have a cordless glue gun, but it's a little bit difficult to craft with as far as trying to do these smaller projects when you're needing a lot of glue. So I like to stick to the other one. And even the little ones from Walmart, honestly, are some of my favorites because they have like a small handle. But anyway, just wrap the yarn around your heart And I'm only doing half of the heart at one time, and then I'm cutting it and then going for the other half of the heart. I hope that makes sense. But that was kind of the best way for me, is just to do half the heart and then kind of wind it back the other direction and do the other half of the heart. Now be careful when you're using yarn and hot glue, because it's really easy to burn your little fingertips. Just a tip from me to you. Now, the other thing that I thought would be a fun idea for these hearts, to kind of make them like a little cupid heart, would be to add some Mod Podge to the ends of the little arrow part and then give it that glam sparkle and shine. I love this gold glitter from Walmart. I think it's really nice and it's really budget friendly. You get a lot of it and it's just really nice and sparkly. Now, I'm going to do one of these in white. These were a little bit more tedious than I had anticipated, but they're so cozy and sweet. And I really think adding yarn to your winter decor just makes everything just feel so cozy and soft and warm. I don't know if it's cold where you all are at right now, but it's really cold where we're at. So that's going to be the secret question actually for this video for the Hobby Lobby giveaway, which I still have to announce December's giveaway winner. I am so sorry, you guys, I'm behind. I think going out of town was a little bit trickier than I thought it was going to be, during the Christmas holiday season. So look for that announcement to be happening this week. But the secret question for this video is, what is the temperature where you're at right now? Drop that comment down below so you can be entered into my $100 Hobby Lobby gift card giveaway. For this next Dollar Tree DIY, I want to take one of these love signs, and these are just the love signs from the Dollar Tree. Last year, I painted this love sign in this pretty little rose gold color, and I think it's beautiful, honestly. But this was what I used last year for my decor, and I really like to change things up and also repurpose and reuse so many of my crafts. A lot of you all ask what I do with them. I store them, and then a lot of times I'll repaint them or repurpose and reuse them. So that's what I'm going to do with this one, and I'm just going to paint it all up. So I used a shiny paint on it last year, so it did take about 3 coats of this little acrylic craft paint, and it was a bit tricky to get in those crevices. But once I had that done, it was not that bad at all. Once I had that first base coat laid down, and it would be really nice if I had some pink chalk paint. So you guys are gonna have to let me know where you're buying your chalk paint right now. I haven't even been into the Walmart craft section in forever. I've been trying to use what I have on hand, and maybe I'll just DIY my own chalk paint. You guys have seen me do that before. I have a ton of white interior house paint, and I'm wondering if I could just add some baking soda to that and make it into my own chalk paint and then color it for the seasons. Again, I'm really pushing myself to use what I have on hand. I feel like that's the most eco-friendly, and also it's just the most budget-friendly. So dig into your craft stash this season. I guarantee you guys probably have a lot of stuff. If you're like me, you probably overbought just a little bit last year and you need to use up some of those goodies. So that's what I'm doing by painting this pretty sign, and then it's making this beautiful love. Now, hey, listen, you guys can paint this white, pink, purple, rose gold, whatever suits your fancy. I decided to get a little bit extra and go for some glitter, so I'm adding Mod Podge kind of to the front of it. I want to just kind of dust it with glitter. I don't want it to be too overwhelming and cover up the pink, but I did kind of feel like it maybe needs to soften the pink just a little bit. I mean, I love a good pink moment, but this was pretty bold. So anyway, I'm adding just a nice generous coat of Mod Podge to the front of this, and then just dusting this glitter on. And again, this is a glitter from Walmart. I love the Walmart glitter. I think it's probably the most budget friendly that I've been able to find so far as a crafter. And if you guys have any other great glitter spots, let me know where you buy your glitter that's the most budget friendly. I'm using the extra fine glitter. It's kind of what I like. And they also have an iridescent glitter that I always do so much when I have my Etsy shop. And so here is how it turned out. I popped it onto the top of this little Christmas tree just to give you guys an idea of how you might want to decorate a Valentine's Day Christmas tree. I know so many of you all left up your Christmas trees last year during COVID. Just it's kind of a way to add coziness and peace and joy to your homes. And I'm not suggesting that you have to do that, but it might be fun to leave a little one up, or, you know, just use this in your regular decor, however you guys like. So here is my living room once I took the decorations off, and I haven't really quite decorated, but Benji Bear and I have been crafting all day. You can see I'm so tired. I even left my running tennis shoes on. I haven't taken them off. I promise you they're not getting on my sofa, but this is one tired mama and one tired Benji Bear. Benji Bear is my puppy dog, and he loves to lay directly on top of me when I lay on the sofa. You guys are also going to have to comment and let me know, do your puppy dogs do this? And this is his new toy he got for Christmas, this cute little Santa, and he's almost too tuckered out even to play with Santa Claus. So all the Benji Bear fans out there, here is your Benji Bear moment, and I can't wait to share with you guys how I'm going to decorate this space for Valentine's Day. I set out a couple of goodies, but let me tell you, this is just the beginning. Share with you all how to take one of these long Dollar Tree garlands, pull it apart, and then this is such a super easy DIY. And I actually saw someone in my craft group. I have an Olivia's Romantic Home Facebook group page, and they used a Dollar Tree garland to hang some of these hearts from their mantle. So I'm sorry, I can't remember who posted this, but shout out and props to you guys who are posting so many amazing things over there. But they hung it, the hearts by their string. So I wanted to share with you guys this idea, and comment down below if you guys know who posted this, and I would love to give you guys credit for this. But just hot glue some pretty ribbon to these hearts, and you guys can drop it down from a mantle. You could hang it from curtains. You guys can hang it from cabinets. But this is such a fun little idea. I am going to use it on my mantle, similar to whoever posted this idea in my group page. And I didn't end up having enough ribbon that was similar from Dollar Tree in the Valentine's Day ribbon. So I ended up just using some gingham and then some hearts. And you guys can see I'm also using my little handled scissors here because I really poured the hot glue on this one. So that's a little trick from me to you. You guys can also use a spatula to press your glue down as well. But just get creative and go for it. But this is a great idea. I love these hanging signs that they have. They usually have them for every season. I break these apart all the time. You guys can also hot glue pipe cleaners onto the back of them and attach them into garlands as well. So to hang it these beautiful little Dollar Tree hanging hearts, I simply took a piece of tape and I scotch taped them to the top of my mantle. And this is a faux mantle that I found at Walmart. Now the greenery that you see kind of overhanging the mantle is just my Christmas tree garland. I didn't even take that down this year. And then I found these beautiful red rose wreaths. They are at Walmart for $14, which I thought was such a steal. If you all look up close to these, they're the most beautiful wooden hand done little rosettes, and I definitely could not have created that for $14. So I think it's so beautiful. I bought 2 of them and then just attached them actually to my greenery, my big piece of greenery garland. I added some bows and then some little Dollar Tree hanging hearts, which you guys saw in that DIY, and then just some little Dollar Tree picks in there. So these are really easy to create if you guys want to keep that greenery up left over from Christmas. I want to share with you all how to make an easy bow using your easy bow maker, and I went pretty wild with my bow. So the easy bow maker you all can find at Michael's craft store. You can buy it on Deco Exchange. It's super inexpensive there. It'll be shipped right to your house and you can make a super easy bow. I will also link a bow video for you guys where you don't even have to have a bow maker. I love to cheat and use my easy bow maker when I'm making these huge garland bows, because then I don't have to use my hands. I do have neuropathy in my hands, so it's nice to give my little hands a break. Okay, I'm making a 7-inch bow starting out with, and I did get this Valentine's ribbon at Hobby Lobby. I love to wait towards the end of the season, go in and buy a bunch of holiday ribbon, and then put some back in my craft stash because it's all 50 to 60% off right now. I believe it's probably 50% off. I can't remember. I kind of blacked out, you guys, and just bought a bunch of holiday ribbon. But I do wait until it's a pretty good deep discount. Now you guys can see I'm dovetailing my ends, and again this is about a 7-inch loop on either side. The Easy Bow Maker does have its measurements out for you, and I'm kind of going Punky Brewster on you guys, which is a show from like the 80s 90s where she used tons of patterns. So I'm just using tons of patterns on this bow, lots of Valentine's love for you, and I'm starting to make my bow a little bit smaller as I go down. So this is about a 6-inch loop, and I'm starting out with my larger ribbon and then going into my smaller ribbon. And then now you can see I'm kind of thinking on which one I want to do next. And so I'm starting out and I'm going red and then pink and then white, and then I chose to do this black and white check with the hearts, and then I ended up using some pink and then some more white. So just have fun with it, get creative, make a pretty bow to pop into your garland. Dollar Tree was definitely by this point in time out of any of their Valentine's ribbon, and to be honest with you guys, I really struggled this season to find a lot of Valentine Day ribbon. That's why I ended up popping into Hobby Lobby and just grabbing some and totally cheating. But have fun with it, get creative, make some pretty bows to go into your garland. Now, once I was finished, here is what my bow looks like. I always go ahead and fluff my bow and then tie my bow off in the center with a pipe cleaner. So I've shared so many different bow ideas with you all, and you can go back to my YouTube channel and check out so many different bows, but these bows I used on the top of my Christmas tree topper, and then I used a couple of them on those beautiful topiaries, just tied them on, and it really fills things out and makes things feel festive. And honestly, bows really aren't that expensive to do, especially if you get your ribbon on clearance after Christmas. Here I is how to take a pack of those Dollar Tree felt hearts. I really love these. They look like little doilies, and I'm just going to take some of this Dollar Tree ribbon and I'm going to string the ribbon on the hearts. So to make the little ribbon banner, you're going to poke the ribbon up through the little loop on the heart and then poke it down through, and that should get it to go perfectly on there where you can slide your hearts on to your little banner. And I'm just using this cute little Valentine's Day ribbon from Dollar Tree. These were so fun and easy to make, and you guys could also probably do this with paper doilies, but again, I do love these little felt goodies. I can't remember. You guys comment down below by leaving me a heart and let me know, did Dollar Tree have these last year? I really cannot remember. Sometimes from year to year I'll see something and think, wow, this is new, only to find out that maybe it wasn't as new as I thought, or I'll find new things and just be completely blown away. The other little tip I have for you on stringing these hearts is to take a little pipe cleaner or like a little safety pin and wrap it around the end of your ribbon, and that will help you push it through those little felt heart little doodly dads at the top a little bit easier. So make a beautiful little heart banner. I think these are so cute, and I was going for all neutrals like in my living room, dining room, and then it just was too neutral, and so I had to redecorate again. You guys, I just love decorating and sharing with you guys so many ideas, and it may change tomorrow, trust me. The next thing I decided to add was some of the little Dollar Tree stickers. So they just come in like a 12 to 20 pack. I'm not totally for sure, but this is like a no glue project, which I love. So you guys, and here is how I use these adorable little felt hanging hearts. I simply scotch taped them to the back of this beautiful mirror that I found half off at Hobby Lobby, and then I added a little Target dollar spot wreath underneath that, and then a little $1 heart. Now here's Benji Bear again. You guys are going to see him sprinkled throughout this video. He loves when I craft and decorate. He loves to bring me his toys and play tug of war. You guys can see that he's having so much fun trying to get my attention. He'll bring me his little toy and then play tug of war for a bit and then take a nap or bark at things. Now here's another fun idea for decorating for Valentine's Day. Grab a cute little Valentine's Day mug and make some sweet coffee. I love my Nespresso or, pretty much any cup of coffee, and then grab some Dollar Tree pair cards, put them by your coffee maker in the morning, and then read one every single morning. It's how I start my day. I think it's just a really wonderful way to bless your day and to have just a positive outlook on the day. And I do share my Dollar Tree pair cards with you guys every single morning on my Instagram stories, and I also try to share them over on my Facebook story. Now this Gnome mug came from TJ Maxx, and the majority of my mugs do come from TJ Maxx, Target, or Dollar Tree, or actually the thrift store. Another fun idea for decorating for Valentine's Day is to take a little tray and just add some Valentine's Day goodies. So I added this sweet little candle, a $1 love mailbox, some random little roses, and then some little faux muffins, and then just sprinkled some little red glittery hearts around that. The tray I did find at the thrift store, so you guys can easily create a fun little romantic vignette on a total budget, and it just makes things feel festive, and lighting that candle feels so romantic and lovely.
So thank you all so much for joining me on another fun and fabulous crafting and decorating adventure. I hope you guys are so inspired to craft and decorate and romance your home and add some little touches of romance to your life. I'm telling you, it's really gonna fancy up and cheer up your day. Now you guys might be wondering why I'm so glamored up. Well, my son and his fiance are getting married this year. Super exciting. So I've been working on so many bridal crafting and decorating ideas for their wedding. I'm going to be decorating for this wedding, and I'm also going to be the mother of the groom or mother of the bride type of dress. And that is what this is. This is my first try on for mother of the bride. Now, well, technically mother of the groom, but they call it mother of the bride dresses. And I love this dress. I think it's so absolutely stunning and elegant. But what I'm going to tell you is my son's fiance messaged me. She goes, "It's gorgeous, but can you dance in it?" And really, no, I can't, because my arms are extremely constrained in this style, which is, again, so gorgeous, so flattering. But because I'm going to be decorating and moving around so much, I'm really going to have something that I need to be able to move a little bit better in. So I think that this one is going to have to go back, sadly, but I'm going to share with you guys some more try on ideas. And so that's just a little snippet of my life and what I have going on. So super excited to be planning this wedding and all the fun things. And, you know, I just encourage you guys wherever you're at to just keep moving forward, because listen, I'm telling you, I've had some trials going on the last couple of years, but I have come out on top, thankfully, and I have just kept on going. So those of you guys that have been along for this journey, thank you so, so much. Your dedication to leaving kind comments and uplifting me in the comment section, uplifting others, has really just been so amazing. So thank you for that. Now, I have been sharing with you guys a devotional in each video because it helps me out so, so much on my day. And I feel like that God has placed this platform in front of me to share with you guys my life, how what I do in my life, and just the ways that I move through my life and how I do just a little bit better. Because trust me, I'm going to tell you right now, I am the most imperfect Christian out there, and I need a little bit of help every single day. So that's what these devotionals do for me. And also, you guys asked me about those prayer cards that I share with you guys in the morning on my Instagram and Facebook story. Those are from Dollar Tree. At my store, they have them in the checkout section. So, and the room that I'm filming in right now is actually in my home, and it's my spare bedroom, and I have it decorated up for Valentine's Day in reds because it's kind of what I call the Christmas room. So I have the little red curtains, and I added the pretty little red Valentine's Day, and I'm hoping to do some pretty garlands and stuff in here. So anyway, that's where I'm at, because usually you guys see me in my living room or in my studio. So just, I thought it would change things up a little bit. Okay, so this next devotional is called Oppressed but Blessed. Events in your life may leave you feeling helpless and hopeless, isolated and insignificant. You may be failed by those you love, feeling as though no one understands and no one cares. The pressure weighing down on you can leave you in a state of unbearable weakness, and the obstacles that arise can seem insurmountable. But these hard places in life are where you must trust me in your troubles. Don't allow the everyday struggles to steal your joy and leave you defeated and full of doubt. I have not abandoned you. You are never, ever alone. Your faith is not in vain. I am drawing you in so that you will seek me, and so that you can so that I can reveal myself to you in more profound ways. Don't ever underestimate what I can do through the most difficult circumstances of your life. I am intricately involved in not only the insignificant things in your life, but also the seemingly significant things. Seek me, and I will show you my glory. Allow me to lead you and teach you more about myself and your faith in your troubles and trials. You may be oppressed, but you can have confident hope that you will ultimately be blessed. Though the Lord gave you adversity for food and suffering for drink, he will still be with you to teach you. You will see your teacher with your own eyes. And that's Isaiah 30:20. What encouragement that we can take from this, that even though we are oppressed, we can be blessed. So I hope that that encourages you guys, and just know that every single one of us people out there are walking through something. You know, you don't ever know why somebody was grumpy or unkind, or why somebody did something that they did that was awful. And you know, I think the first reaction, which is what I always have, is, oh, I don't like that person. They're so mean. How could they do this to me? They've broken my heart, all the things. But really, we need to pray for them. And that can be really hard. I remember God called it upon my heart to pray for somebody that had deeply hurt me, had broken my heart, had shattered, I felt like, my life. And I was like, I cannot pray for that person. But lo and behold, as I began to pray for that person, I began to forgive that person, and my heart softened, and I was able to still find love and joy in all of the little things in my life, and all of the things that God has blessed me with: my beautiful children, my little puppy dog, you guys, my friends, my family, all the things. So I hope that that encourages you guys, and even if you're struggling, if you're heartbroken, you can keep going, and you can have the fullness of joy. And for me, truly, that has come with just having so much gratitude and forgiveness. So I love y'all to the moon and back. I hope that you guys are going to have a gorgeous, blessed weekend and day. Now stay tuned, because on our next video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys some exciting things. I have an amazing project that I'm working on that I cannot wait to share with you guys. And you guys know I'm going a little bit back to my shabby chic roots, so it's going to be kind of some of that. And we just have so much more crafting and decorating to do. We have such an amazing season coming up. So I just want to remind you, until our next video, be kind to yourselves, be kind to one another, and until then, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Come out here to say